Greetings, friends. I'm AK.
And I'm Laura.
And we are the Chainsaw Girls.
On today's episode, oh boy, I am so freaking pumped for this one. I've wanted to cover this movie since we started the pod.
This is one of your favorite movies, right?
It is up there as one of my favorite movies, yes. We are covering 1981's An American Werewolf in London.
I cannot believe I have not seen this movie until we were going to cover it.
Did you love it?
I did. I'm not just saying that. I really did love it. I was almost shocked at how brutal it was. I don't know what. I guess I just didn't really go into it with the expectations at all. I just kind of jump into it when I haven't seen it. If you're recommending it, I'm not looking into it, right? I'm just going to go watch it.
Right.
And I don't know what I was expecting, but the transformation scene was wild.
My soul leaves my body every time I watch it.
The fact that it's one of your favorites, I knew it was going to be good.
Yes.
But holy shit.
Dude, and the transformation scene, my favorite thing about it, and obviously we'll talk about it in depth when we get there, but they do it with the lights on. There's no smoke and mirrors, dude.
I didn't think about that.
Yes. I would say this and The Howling, two best transformation werewolf scenes in cinema ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it now. Yeah, we're going to get to it. So I had seen American Werewolf in Paris.
Oh,
but
the reboot from
in the 90s.
The 90s, yeah.
But I was a kid when I watched it, and I really couldn't tell you anything that happened in it because I had only seen it when I was a kid. So when you mentioned this one, that's the one I kept thinking of, was Paris. Very different.
Very different, yeah. I remember when that one came out, people were not happy.
Really?
I think because An American Werewolf in London is like such a beloved film. It's, it's kind of a cult classic at this point. And I remember when that came out, I was in makeup school at the time, and I remember my makeup teacher being like,
So when we went into this version in London, I was actually wondering, is Paris a sequel? So before we actually got to the end of London, I was thinking like, is what happened in Paris, is that his kid? But no, that's not the case.
Is it a sequel?
I don't think so.
No, it's just
I looked into it. Yeah, the timelines don't add up, but that's just what I was thinking initially before I got to the end of An American Werewolf in London.
Got you. I'm so glad you loved it though.
I really did. I cannot wait to talk about that transformation scene. Also, we just want to mention very briefly, give you a heads up that we are going to be talking a lot about self-harm in this episode. It's a huge part of the plot.
Shall I read the IMDb?
Please do.
Here we go. American college students David Kessler and Jack Goodman on a walking tour of Britain are attacked by a werewolf that none of the locals will admit exists. Jack dies. David recovers in a hospital where he has nightmares. I mean, that wasn't the best description ever.
How did they just give like a small spoiler in the description of the movie?
Jack dies, and David, he's in a hospital having nightmares. I mean, they're not wrong, but wow.
That's a lot. I feel like they gave a little too much in that description. So at the time of this recording, this can be found on Prime and Plex.
Yes. Where did I watch it?
I'm surprised you don't own it if you don't.
I own the VHS, which you can kind of see in the video.
Oh, yeah, that is a VHS.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on these the back if you're looking at the YouTube video. So Jason here was almost blocking that for me, that it's a VHS.
Yeah, it's a VHS. I did add some new stuff to the wall. I added my bunny mask.
Yeah, you added a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that Scary Stories collab over there with Art the Clown.
Yeah, that's vile consumption. He's a fantastic artist. A lot of the art in my house is by that artist.
Nice.
Yeah.
We also have a giant, what is this? Is it a NECA?
It's a NECA, An American Werewolf in London werewolf.
Yep.
He's beautiful.
Right on the table.
Dude, that final scene, we'll get to, but that final scene in the movie when he's walking around London, like, I don't know, it does something to me. It's like the same feeling I get from Jason Takes Manhattan and even Scream, like when Scream was in like New York, even though I've discussed how much I didn't like that they weren't in New York, doesn't matter. Anyways, I digress. I love that finishing scene. It's amazing. Okay.
So you love monsters in big cities, apparently.
I love when monsters come to real life.
Okay, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge, before we like dive headfirst into the plot of the movie and break it down, are you a werewolf person?
I'm not. And I think we talked about this a little bit in our intro episode, but it's been so long now. Can you believe we've passed a year now?
Dude, a year and we haven't missed a week.
Hell yeah. Can we get a pat on the back for that? I
Give myself one.
Normally will not toot my own horn, but for us I will. I'll toot that horn.
We are tootling.
Toot toot. Leave it.
Okay. Okay. So the reason I ask you if you're a werewolf person, because I am not a werewolf person.
Same, normally.
However, I've realized it's not that I don't like werewolves. I actually fucking love werewolves. I don't like the concept of werewolves in a pact. That's where I find it to be very annoying and exhausting.
Like a bunch of werewolves together?
Yeah, like, oh, we have to be part of the pact. The pact. I find it so, like, I just can't stand it. I don't know. Anytime that comes into play in a movie or a TV show, I'm like, oh, here we fucking go with the werewolf pack. I can't.
Okay.
But when it's a solo werewolf, like David, I'm all in.
So you don't like the wolf pack? Too sweet?
No. Too sweet, baby. It just annoys me. I think it's when it's like this group effort. I would prefer my werewolf alone, like the one in The Howling.
Okay, interesting.
I like a solo werewolf, just living life, biting people, and not in a pact by the river. You know what I mean? Because they're always living by the river.
She likes a loner, a rebel. Okay. So it's not that I dislike werewolves. It's just that out of all the monsters, I think it automatically is my least favorite by default. We talked about the Universal monsters before.
Yeah.
And I think for me, Wolfman was just by default lower on the list than the others.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that for sure.
It's not his fault.
No, it's not. I go back and forth, but I went through an obsession with werewolves last year where I was just like pounding, where I was watching a bunch of werewolf movies. And that's when I figured it out. I was like, oh, it's not that I don't love werewolves. I just don't like when it's like a whole pact and there's a leader. And
we did talk about this because remember I said I'm surprised I don't like werewolves because I was obsessed with White Fang in the 4th grade.
Oh my God, I was also obsessed with White Fang.
That's so wild.
I wanted White Fang so bad.
I wanted to be White Fang. My best friend at the time.
You wanted to be the wolf.
I wanted to be the wolf, and my best friend at the time would run around on all fours and pretend to be a wolf. I couldn't do that though. I wasn't that agile.
I love that. It's so cute. All right. Shall we hop right into An American Werewolf in London?
Think it's time.
Oh, before we do, this was written and directed by John Landis.
Yes.
And the special effects were by Rick Baker. Amazing. It also had a budget of $5.8 million and it grossed $62 million in the box office. That is a huge profit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My Midwestern's coming out.
I think I just got a little bit of that in my accent, too.
Yeah. I mean, Midwestern, Canadian, they kind of go hand in hand.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Detroit, I feel like.
Like right at the border.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Any hoogly boos. This is the first episode of the day, guys. The night, actually, because we're recording really late.
Yeah.
So if we digress, apologies.
Yeah, my eyes are already twitching, so I don't know what's going to happen today.
All right, here we go.
So we open the movie with a dedication for Jim O'Rourke. I wanted to look into that because obviously it means something. And he was a producer and friend of John Landis who died of lung cancer shortly before the film's production began. And so I found what was interesting about this is that John Landis ended up banning smoking on the set because of his friend's death.
Wow.
And for the 80s, I feel like that was a very progressive thing to do, right?
Right.
And that's according to IMDb, by the way.
Okay.
So we hear Blue Moon playing. This version is by Bobby Vinton from 1963. I
actually love it.
I love this version.
Me too.
Actually, I love all the versions that they play in this movie.
Me too. I also wanted to say, when we're seeing the opening credits or whatever, the production company says a lycanthrope films limited production. And I thought that was interesting because that's what a werewolf is. It's a lycanthrope.
Right.
So I thought it was interesting. And I was like, is this a real company? Like, I kind of wanted to look into it. And it actually was a real production company that was liquidated in 1986.
Okay.
But I just loved that it was just happened to be, I don't know. Thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
We love a lycanthrope. Okay.
So we meet here David and Jack.
Yes, David and Jack, they are buddies.
Yes.
They're in the back of a truck, and the truck is carrying sheep.
Yes, they're backpacking across England.
Yes, they're Americans. And a little bit of the conversation in the back of the truck is improvised.
Oh, okay.
Which I loved.
That makes sense because a lot of their banter felt natural.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And actually I want to say it's during the scene where they're kind of like walking through, there are quite a few improvised lines.
That makes sense.
It seemed like they had really good rapport.
Yeah, I could totally feel that. They're getting dropped off by this sheep farmer essentially in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, it's a beautiful middle of nowhere though.
Yeah, it's like the Moors.
Okay, yeah.
It reminded me of like Wuthering Heights.
I've never seen that.
It's a book.
Oh, I've never read that. Still never seen that book. But yeah, you see mountains in the distance, winding roads. It was beautiful.
So, so beautiful. And I just thought the fact that they are getting out of a truck with sheep and then they stumble across the slaughtered lamb bar pub. I thought that was very interesting. I feel like that tells you exactly what's going to happen to them.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of foreshadowing in this movie.
Huge.
And I mean, they're really slumming it. So as they're talking, we learned that they are exploring England for about 3 months and they're walking the rest of this road. So I guess the farmer just kind of dropped them off wherever he could.
Yeah.
Like, this is as far as I'm going to take you, fellas. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jack is going on and on about this girl he has a crush on, Debbie Klein.
I love how direct David is about it. Like, he's just like, you just want to fuck her.
Oh my gosh, that killed me.
I know.
Yes. And Jack won't shut the fuck up about her.
No, Jack is like super into her and he's like, you just want to fuck her because she has a hot body or something.
Yeah. And he's like, at one point, Jack's like, I just have to make love to her. She has no choice. And I was like, whoa, buddy, relax with that
Jack,
one.
Take it easy there, Jack. So yes, but it was like a very typical like guy conversation.
Right. And it makes so much sense to me that it was improvised because it felt natural.
Yeah. For sure. It is starting to get a little bit darker and they're walking down this sort of like winding road. It is beautiful. And the music is kind of like light and filled with wonder. It's not very intense. It's very like, we're going on a magical adventure kind of thing. And they stumble upon a pub called the Slaughtered Lamb.
Yes. And this logo is intense.
Yes. It's actually on the glass that you're drinking out of.
Yeah, which you probably cannot see on the camera here, but I'm sure we'll post it to our Instagram and whatnot. But it's basically, for those of you listening, it's a severed wolf head with its tongue out. Its tongue is long and pointy. It looks like it's severed with, I don't know, some kind of dagger, like a really long sword maybe.
Yeah. I'm like, look at my socks.
On the video is showing her slaughtered lamb socks. You are decked out in this merch.
Dude, I've got sweats that have the werewolf on it. I've got a t-shirt. I've got socks.
And I'm also wearing one of her t-shirts like I do a lot of the times.
I believe this is all Fright Rags. I'm almost positive I think a lot of this is Fright Rags.
I love that. Is this the first time you've been decked out fully head to toe in a movie's merch?
I think so, unless I was in costume. Because didn't I do costumes? Sometimes I do costumes.
Oh, yeah. For American Mary, you were in a cosplay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was cute.
I just love this movie. So anytime I see merch, I'm like, I must buy it. Well, we were actually in LA this past weekend and we went to Burbank and we went to Halloween Town and they had a David and Jack NECA set where they had like the puffer jackets on. It was a beautiful set.
Yeah.
It took every ounce of willpower not to drop. What was it, like $200 or something?
Something like that.
It took, I was like, I left there so proud of myself. I was like, way to go, girl.
I was very proud of you too.
I was close, man. And that Texas Chainsaw toy too. Oh my God.
And the little shark mug.
Oh, the Jaws mug. I didn't end up buying it.
But I'm proud of you because,
Thank you.
We strategically did not check bags for this trip because we knew that we were going to come home with way too much stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we did get a little something.
Yeah, we can talk about it in the extended.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay, anyways, we're circling back. We're at the Slaughtered Lamb.
Yes, and Jack, seeing this logo, says, "Where's the lamb?" Like right away, you're like, what's going on? There's a severed wolf head and it's called the Slaughtered Lamb. Interesting. So they walk in and everyone's laughing and having a good time. It's a little local middle of nowhere bar. Everyone stops and turns and stares at them. Like your worst nightmare walking into somewhere.
I was just going to say my social anxiety would have just been off the charts. I would have been like, you know what? I'm out of here.
Immediately, I'm leaving.
I don't need to be here.
Nope.
And Jack and David asked if they can come in. But even the bartender is like kind of staring. And then eventually she nods to them.
Yeah.
And everyone's acting like very weird, just kind of gawking at them. Jack asks for soup.
Oh my gosh. Every time he asks for something, the barmaid's just like, no.
And then finally David's like, can I have coffee? And then Jack asks for a hot chocolate. And finally, like the bartender is like, I can make you a tea. Mm-hmm. And she does. So at least there's that, right?
Yeah.
And then there's on the wall, there's a 5-pointed star with candles. Jack notices it,
Mm-hmm.
and it sort of looks almost like witchcraft.
Yeah, like a pentagram.
Pentagram.
Mhm.
Yes. I think he calls it a 5-pointed star. I've never heard
okay.
it referred to that. Have you?
The 5-pointed star?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, at least not. Yeah, I don't know.
I know. I was like, how many points does a star have normally or otherwise? I guess it could have as many as you want to draw. But now this chess player starts going on, and he's telling stories for the whole bar. And Jack is telling David, ask him what those candles are for. And David's like, no, like you ask him. I'm not asking him what those candles are for.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack mentions Universal Studios, which I thought was very interesting that they're in our world, right?
Yeah, he starts talking about the Wolfman.
Yes. And I thought that was interesting because the pentagram is not part of original lycanthropy. Is that how you say it?
Lycanthrope?
Lycanthropy?
Lycanthrope.
But with the Y at the end. Thropy or throppy?
Lycanthropy?
Lycanthropy,
I
sure.
think throppy sounds better than thropy.
I think so too.
Thropy?
You know what we're saying.
Thropy sounds weird to
In
me.
lycanthrope lore, how about that?
Oh, that's better. I love that.
That's not an original part of it, the pentagram, but it was added to Universal's 1941 The Wolfman. And so David is like, you want me to ask him if they're warding off monsters? Like, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And so this chess player, which he is credited as chess player, I didn't get a name for him, starts telling this long-winded joke, very typical of what you'd expect from a drunk in a bar. Everyone erupts in laughter.
Oh, he's talking about like a John Wayne movie or something.
He's making a joke.
He's talking about the movie The Alamo with John Wayne.
Yeah, I could barely understand what he was saying like the whole time he was talking, but it just felt so typical of, you know, this drunk in a bar. You don't know what he's saying. He's going on and on and on. And then all of a sudden everyone gets the joke, but you're just sitting there like, what? Everyone erupts in laughter. Everyone's like, bah, this whole bar. And in the middle of them laughing, Jack interrupts and he's like, excuse me, what's that star on the wall for?
He's hilarious. I love Jack because he has like a little bit of innocence to him.
He does.
You know? And everyone in the bar, they were all laughing, having a good time. Dude, they go dead silent.
The second he asks that question, they just stop.
Again, my social anxiety would be through the roof.
This man playing darts, credited as a dart player, is pissed because they made him miss. And he's like, I never missed this throw.
Are you good at darts?
I don't know.
Same.
You know, okay, so we went axe throwing, star throwing.
Oh my God, it was so much fun and I can't wait to go again.
Did we talk about that yet on like an extended?
No.
Because if not, we need to talk about it.
Yeah. Can
Okay,
you
so-
add it to the note?
Yeah, I'm going to add it to our little Patreon post. For Patreon, we're going to talk about it in our extended episode. So I just wrote extended as I was talking. But because I think I'm kind of decent at axe throwing and the star throwing, I think I would be okay at darts, or at least I could maybe learn.
I think we would be good at darts.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, but I think so. I feel like one of my toxic traits is believing that I can do anything.
That is not toxic at all.
Like,
I feel like
I'm
that's
like,
a great trait.
I can figure that out. I can figure it out. I'm sure I could do that.
I think that's a great quality to have. You should believe in yourself.
I love that. Okay.
I think we'd be good. You're right. We will be good at darts. Let's go try.
Yeah, where it's going to be so wonderful. So, okay, so everyone in the bar stops talking. They all turn and look, and the dart guy is super pissed. And
David is like, Jack, we need to go.
yeah, David tells Jack, we got to go. Jack doesn't really want to go.
No, he's like, are you kidding me? I'm starved.
Yeah, exactly. But the bartender says that, like, the bartender's like, we can't let them leave. Like, she's kind of saying that to the other patrons. Like, we can't let them leave.
Yeah, which I immediately thought like, oh, they're going to kill them. Like, I'm thinking they're all werewolves at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I just went into this without looking into anything.
Well, now I can't remember what I thought the first time I watched it,
Mhm.
but it's all very sus. Okay.
Right.
And it seems as though the bartender's the only person that has any sort of compassion or empathy for these guys.
Yeah.
kids, you know?
And David and Jack are like, all right, how much do we owe you? And the chess player, which I don't know if he like also owns part of the bar, because he's like, don't worry about it. You don't owe us anything. Just leave.
Because he knows that they're gonna get the axe.
Right. This is where I started to get confused, because when the barmaid said, we can't let them leave, I'm like, uh-oh. But then the dart player and the chess player are like, no, go ahead, leave.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's the vibe here? Like, what's your end game? And so they tell David and Jack, stay on the road. And they also tell them, beware the moon, lads.
Mm-hmm. So they leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then the patrons all are like arguing with each other about whether or not they should have said something.
Right. Yeah. The barmaid is like, you can't let them go. And the chess player does not care. And then the dart player says, it's murder then. And now I'm like, all right, now I see where this is going. And then the chess player says, murder it is then. It's in God's hands now. Like, why are you so mad at them for coming through town? That's what I want to know. Why is the chess player so mad at them?
I think maybe, well, they're out of towners, but also I think maybe they're in denial that there is a werewolf problem.
And I'm thinking that they also don't want David and Jack to find out and then tell anyone, because it seems like they sure want to keep this whole thing under wraps, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And
they're all very sketch, though.
They're all very sketch. And I guess they're mad because they asked about the star. So he feels like, oh, they're getting closer to finding out our secret or something.
Yeah, but it's also weird because, like, why would they really care about that? Unless it's because the guy that was the werewolf is, like, maybe just, like, a close friend of theirs.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit, we don't want our friend to get, like, whatever.
You know, that's very possible.
I don't know.
Especially if it's a small town, you know, everyone's going to know each other. So
yeah,
possibly.
That small town feel. I mean, that is the smallest town I've ever seen. I think all they had was the slaughtered lamb.
Yeah.
That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the slaughtered lamb.
For real.
So Jack and David walk out into the dark and they're kind of debriefing about the weird star on the wall and the patrons, and it starts raining. Couple things about this scene. One, it was freezing outside.
Oh.
Freezing, so much so that their hair was like ice. Like, not just icicles, like their hair was frozen solid.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was so freaking cold.
That's brutal.
Yeah. And so they're walking in the rain. I love this freaking scene though, because this could be the scene. I might be thinking of the wrong one, but like Jack is like laughing and talking. This might have actually been earlier, and a huge wad of snot comes out of his nose.
I did not notice that.
It's either here or earlier when they're talking about Debbie. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but totally did not mean to happen, and they kept it in.
Now I want to go back and look at that.
But I really loved this scene because so they're walking together, they start singing.
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of like they're just like, well, this situation fucking sucks, but we're gonna make the best of it. And they're talking about going to Italy and like, you know, but while they're doing this, they're walking off the road.
Right. They're walking right through the grass.
Right through the grass, okay? But I loved the singing. Because you
Me
can tell they're
too.
best friends.
Yeah.
They're best pals, man.
And that they were still in good spirits about this. They're not like, oh, it's raining and now it's brutal and it's nighttime.
It's like for the plot. They're doing this for the plot.
They really are. Before there was the gram, they were doing it for the plot.
100%. Now we do hear a wolf howl.
Yeah, something's howling. And then back at the bar, the barmaid is wondering if they're going to be safe. Like maybe they'll be safe in the rain. And she pleads.
Yeah, the rain's going to protect them from the killer werewolf.
I was wondering about that. I'm like, was that like a werewolf lore thing?
Like the werewolf walks outside and goes, oh, it's raining. I don't want to smell like a wet dog. Turns around, walks back in.
It is pouring rain. I cannot. So she pleads to the others, like, we have to go. We have to go help them when they hear that werewolf, because they hear it too.
Because when they hear the wolf, they all get quiet.
Right.
Everyone in the bar gets silent.
Oh, yeah. They all know what it is. But David is wondering, maybe it's a coyote. And Jack is like, I don't think there are any coyotes in England, which I'm not sure if there are or they're not. But then they notice it's a full moon and they remember the advice, stick to the road. And David looks down and he goes, oops.
I love that line.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but the way, you know, there's something about David and Jack, but I think more so with David. There's something about him that's he kind of, okay, I don't know if you're going to agree with this, but in a way he reminds me of Dwayne from Basket Case in the sense that he has these like big sort of like, he's got these big eyes, they're, you know, and he has a little bit of innocence to him.
He has like a jovial personality.
Yes, yes, exactly. Like, and when he says oops, the way he said it, it's so like, oops.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. I don't know. Just thought it was cute. Anyway.
No, I agree with that.
So they're like, you know what? Maybe we should walk back to the slaughtered lamb.
Yeah. And then they come face to face with whatever this is. If you can't guess already what it is, we don't see it, but we're seeing we're kind of seeing the werewolf's point of view at this point.
And we're hearing like growling, and we're hearing a lot of like very unsettling noises coming from this creature.
Right. And they kind of start narrating what they're seeing to each other. They're like, oh, it's circling us. What is that? All right, just keep walking.
And they're kind of joking a little bit to each other. One of them says it could be a sheepdog. Like they're trying to keep themselves from freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. And so they go the other way and they just kind of start speed walking because they don't know what to do, right? David trips at one point, which is almost like a jump scare because you think he's being grabbed.
Yeah.
And then Jack goes to help him up. The werewolf comes from the side of the screen and pounces on Jack.
Dude, he rips Jack apart and David fucking runs.
He runs.
He hauls ass.
I was like, no, David, what are you doing? Also, there is a part of me that's like, well, what are you going to do? But the fact that his instinct was not to like help or fight, and he just booked it.
And Jack is like calling for David. He needs help. He's like, help me, right? Like, it's really, really disturbing.
Yeah, and Jack is getting tore up. This is where I was shocked right away. Like, I know it's a werewolf movie. I know people are going to get mauled, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, the brutality of this scene just shocked me right away. I felt like, oh, shit, we're jumping right into this. All right.
Yeah, no, it's really gruesome. And obviously, as the movie goes on, it gets even like more and more grotesque, right? But the werewolf attack was done with a foam head that had, you know, the hair and all that on it, but it was very delicate. So Rick Baker, who is the special effects makeup artist, told Griffin Dunn, who plays Jack, that he has to, even though he's being like mauled to death, he has to be gentle with this foam head because it's not, it's delicate. And obviously Griffin is supposed to be getting mauled and killed. So he's frantically like blah, 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 blah. And he does like break the head.
Oh my God.
And I guess Rick Baker got really pissed about it. But like Griffin is like, what am I supposed to do? I'm getting mauled by a werewolf.
Yeah, like how do you get mauled gently?
Yeah, I just thought it was like kind of interesting. Like how I personally love learning about how they do the effects.
Me too.
And so it was basically Rick Baker with this like foam head thing that was like attacking Jack.
I figured it was probably something like that because there are so many times in this movie where you're going to see the werewolf come in from off the side of the screen. And I imagined it was just like a giant head that someone's like,
yeah, with like a stick.
Yeah.
Right. And so David is like running. And then he does stop.
Yes.
And he even says like, Jack, like it's as if, so he immediately went into fight or flight, obviously. And his immediate reaction was flight.
Yeah.
Okay. And that, I don't even judge him because that is something sometimes you cannot control.
I was going to say, I don't want to judge him, but I was also judging him at the same time. It's different when it's a movie. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, why would you do that?
Yeah. But I do think sometimes like your body just, because it's survival.
Yeah.
You know?
He wasn't thinking about it.
He wasn't. He was so scared. But it does set the stage for this entire film and the guilt that he carries throughout the entire thing, right? But he does end up going back. Mm-hmm. Jack is completely mauled.
Yeah, it's too late.
And then he gets bit by the werewolf. The werewolf attacks him.
Oh my gosh. It pounces on him. It starts scratching him up. And luckily for him, the bar patrons did come to their rescue and they shoot the werewolf.
And we see the werewolf is now a man and he is butt-ass naked. Mm-hmm. And let me remind you, it was fucking freezing outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, miserable.
That's
miserable.
Horrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So David is badly injured. And yeah, he does look over and sees that this is not a wolf. It's a man that has now bullet wounds in his torso. Mm-hmm. But he's also about to like pass out. So maybe he could be a little skeptical of what he actually saw.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And then we wake up in a hospital. Mm-hmm. David's in bed. He lets out a whimper for Jack.
Lets out a whimper.
His little whimper, you know? And we meet his nurse, Alex Price.
Nurse Price.
Alex.
This girl.
Girl, you're falling a little too quickly. That's all I gotta say.
I have a lot to say about Nurse Price.
I have a lot to say about her too. I like her.
I do too.
But my God.
There are some choices made.
When the red flags are literally being like whipping around in your face.
Do you ever see Red Flag Guy on Instagram or TikTok or anything?
No.
Where he has a gigantic, like I'm talking huge red flag that he waves around for people.
Like, we're going to get into it, but I can't tell you how many times in this movie batshit insane would happen. And she is just like, she's got the blinders on, man. She's like,
you're so funny.
This is my man.
For real.
Okay.
In the meantime, while they're chatting, you know, Nurse Price is saying, oh, it's actually common practice now. And so that's how I know that they're talking about circumcision, most likely. And Dr. Hirsch overhears this and interrupts them. They don't notice that he's there. And he's like, actually, she's correct, Nurse Gallagher. And you can tell that Gallagher is so embarrassed, which she should be.
She should be.
Should be very unprofessional.
Absolutely.
And so Dr. Hirsch is saying that the report claims that David was attacked by an escaped lunatic.
Yeah, they're saying that it was a lunatic that attacked him.
Yeah, and he says it must have been a very powerful man. And so David keeps having nightmares of running through the woods. That's going to happen throughout this movie. So right now we just see like a little POV of someone going through the woods, okay?
Mm-hmm. Also, important to note, Alex seems into him like the second she meets him.
Yes, because Dr. Hirsch says something to her about it shouldn't really concern you, Nurse Price.
Like she doesn't need to still be in the room.
Right. And David is still sleeping at this point or in a coma or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's like in and out.
I think he's in a coma because we'll get to it, but he's about to tell him how long he's been out. It's been a long time.
Oh, it's been a couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So when David does wake up, Dr. Hirsch has to break it to him that Jack is dead.
Oh, it's so gut wrenching, man.
It really is. He also brought a guy from the American Embassy in here who sucks.
He is okay. We have to like talk about this, Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins, we really do. And I kept forgetting this is listed as a horror comedy. There is a lot of comedy elements in this movie or comedic elements in this movie. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, here we go.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
John Landis.
I'm like, no, you cannot.
Don't
on this
think about
podcast.
it. John Landis has said multiple times that he does not like when people call this a horror comedy.
Oh,
it's a horror movie with some comedy elements.
Got it. Okay.
That's how he feels about it.
And he was known for comedies before this, right?
Yeah, Animal House, Blues Brothers.
So maybe that's why people automatically assume that this is going to be a comedy too?
I guess so, because there are, the comedy in this is really good.
Yeah.
Like it lightens the mood a lot, especially with like how disfigured Jack ends up,
Yeah.
he looks like a rotting corpse for most of the movie.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job of like keeping it funny.
Yes.
While also it being absolutely terrifying.
Absolutely.
But yeah, John Landis has said he doesn't consider it a horror comedy.
Okay. When I went into this, I did not expect it to be any kind of comedy, but I just saw that it was listed as that in some places. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can see that because there are a lot of funny parts of this movie as well.
Okay, so why is Mr. Collins like such a fucking asshole?
For no reason.
It's so bizarre.
I know. That's why I think it's one of the comedy elements because there was no reason for him to be so mean. So immediately after being told that his friend is dead, okay, David is obviously freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Collins here from the American Embassy, he immediately starts trying to talk business to David.
Yes, it's so inappropriate.
He's like, I called your parents and I called your family and da-da-da. And he's like, Mr. Kessler, I appreciate that you're upset, but there's no need to go into hysterics. Like, what do you mean there's no need to go into hysterics?
Okay, first of all, when somebody says that you're being hysterical, it makes me want to throw down.
It makes you want to be hysterical.
Like, it makes me want to get in my car and run them over. Like, you want to see hysterical, motherfucker? Let's go. I'll show you hysterical.
I'll show you.
Yeah, the guy's totally out of his mind. And I wrote in my notes, he needs to shut the fuck up.
No, for real. And so he basically tells David that he's contacted his family. They're getting everything in order. And also the police need to interview him.
Yes, absolutely. They want to talk to him. And we also find out that David has been in the hospital for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yes. And so when Mr. Collins leaves the room, he turns to Dr. Hirsch and says, these dumbass kids, they never appreciate anything you do for them.
Like, what's going on in your personal life, Mr. Collins? Did your wife just leave you?
I have no words for him. Like, I was like, where did this come from? Why is he so mad?
Yeah.
It was so funny, though. And just the fact that he said these dumbass kids. And like David owes you something. Like, it's your job to contact his family. You're from the embassy. Why are you? Whatever.
He's just a prick. But I will say David is confused by the fact that the doctor brings up that a lunatic attacked them.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we were attacked by a wolf.
Yeah. And then Dr. Hirsch turns to Alex because I think David is kind of fading out as he says this.
Yeah.
And Dr. Hirsch says, did he just say a wolf? And Nurse Price says, I believe he did. And the way she said it, once again, made me think, are they werewolves? I just kept thinking everyone's a werewolf.
A werewolf. There's more werewolves.
If you go back and you look at her face when she said it, it almost looked like she knew something. It didn't look like she wasn't aware that this was a real thing because she goes, I believe he did.
Huh.
And so I was like,
well, now
she a werewolf?
Now you've got me wanting to go back because I didn't catch that at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. So the detectives are interviewing the doctor, and there's two of them. One seems like a legit detective, and the other one seems like an apprentice.
That's what I wrote too. An apprentice.
Or like maybe he's just a cop and he's in training to be a detective.
Okay, so he's credited as Sergeant McManus. So he's a sergeant, which I don't know how the rankings go.
I don't, especially not in the UK. I don't know what, because aren't they from Scotland Yard? That's what they're from, right?
Sounds about right. I don't remember exactly. But so the who I thought was a veteran cop, quote unquote, is what I wrote.
Yeah.
He's credited as Inspector, and I wish I could pronounce his last name, but I feel like I'm going to butcher it. Villiers.
Okay.
Okay. But he's an inspector. I'm going to keep calling him Inspector.
Okay.
So I don't know the rankings between like Inspector, Sergeant, how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Inspector definitely seems like the veteran here. And Sergeant McManus seems like he's brand new.
Yeah, he definitely, and what is his name? McManus? McManus seems very like open to the possibility that perhaps this wasn't just a lunatic. Like he's more open to having like conversation about what could have potentially happened. But right before they have this conversation, what's the doctor's name?
Hirsch?
Dr. Hirsch is in his office, and his assistant is like telling him that Roger Matheson is on the phone, and the doctor tells the assistant to tell him that he died.
I wrote that down too.
I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah, he's like, just tell him I'm dead.
Yeah,
and slams the phone.
Slams it. It's so good. And then like the sergeant, what is his name?
McManus.
I'm gonna call him a sergeant because you know me with names, it ain't good.
No, it's all good.
Is in the background while the inspector is discussing, what happened with the doctor, and he's in the background and he keeps touching. It's like a bit. He keeps grabbing at things, metal things that are making a lot of noise.
Yeah, he keeps tripping over things and just bumbling.
I love that. I love when there are like bits like that in movies.
Yeah, and every time he says something, the inspector looks at him like, you idiot.
Can you just please stop talking?
He gives him a look, and then the sergeant's like, oh, I'm sorry. That's why I did not think he was a sergeant. I'm thinking he's like brand new, or like this is like a mentorship or something.
He has like golden retriever energy.
He does.
Like, big time.
Okay, so now the three of them go to talk to David.
Mm-hmm.
And the inspector is telling David they have an autopsy report of the lunatic that attacked him. Like, we have this report. We know it was a man, even though you're saying it's an animal. And then he's also kind of implying that maybe David doesn't remember what he saw because he obviously went through a big trauma, which I could understand to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you mentioned earlier, Sergeant McManus definitely seems more open to listening to David and what he has to say.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know. He seems like he has his wits about him. And the inspector's like looking at him like, you fucking idiot, shut up.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you telling me that an animal attacked him and this whole town is inspiring to cover it up?
Yes.
And of course, the Sergeant McManus is like, oh, I don't know. He's a little timid.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for the guy, honestly.
Yeah. Of course, the one who wants to believe him, they're like, shut up. So the inspector tells David, okay, as far as we're concerned, this manor's now closed.
Yeah. And David's very confused by this.
Yeah.
Like he thinks that he might be losing it.
Yeah, because we cut to a dream that David is having where he's running through the woods naked now. We do see him. It's not just his POV. And he attacks and eats a deer.
Yeah.
Every time an animal gets hurt in a movie, I'm like, oh, Laura's not going to be happy about this.
Dude, I usually will fast forward.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that. I hate it. Like, why do you got to kill animals? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes me mad. But anyways, I get it. I understand. He's a werewolf. He's got to eat. Whatever. I guess it's better he eats a deer than a fucking human.
You're like, I guess.
I
It depends on which human, to be honest. But anyway, we cut to Nurse Price.
Oh, wait. The blood is so bright red.
Oh, it is.
It reminds me of, I want to say...
Paint?
Yeah, it does. I want to say... Paint. Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I just kind of chalked it up to a thing of the early 80s.
Yeah. Oh, it is. But I just I remember I was watching it. I was like, well, that is some red blood.
It is very red.
Mm-hmm.
So very oxygenated or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. So we cut to Nurse Price taking care of this little kid. Benjamin.
Oh, she's so sweet.
She is so sweet, but Benjamin's getting on my damn nerves.
You know that I was not paying attention to that child at all. I think I honestly just tuned out anytime a kid was on screen.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Benjamin is very cute. He is being cute here. I have questions about the scene later where we see Benjamin, but we'll get to that. So he's in his bed, he's reading comics. He just keeps saying no to everything. She's like, oh, do you want this? He's like, no. But he's kind of like laughing while he's doing it and whatever. It's like, it shows that she is a gentle soul.
I guess that's the point, right?
I think so.
She has a lot of compassion.
I think so.
And cares.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which could really play into why she makes some of the choices that she makes.
Oh, boy, I can't wait till we dive into it.
I
got
know.
questions, man.
I know. So she now goes to David's room because that's what she was doing in Benjamin's room. She's giving him his meds. And so now she goes to David's room. She has pills for him.
Mm-hmm.
And she notices that he hasn't eaten yet. And she's like, you need to eat.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not hungry.
He's just not hungry.
Yeah.
And here they get on a first name basis. So she's like, just call me Alex. And he's like, just call me David. Because she's like, shall I be forced to feed you, Mr. Kessler? And he's like, you can call me David. And then she's like, shall I be forced to feed you, David? Their banter was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute. But
girl.
So she literally starts feeding him, which I'm like, okay, nurses do that, right?
I guess.
But she's clearly flirting with him. Like she puts a spoonful of food in his mouth and the eye contact was like,
yeah,
I could feel it through the screen. Okay.
Oh, yeah. She likes him right away.
Right away.
I mean, he's good looking.
Sure.
So I get that.
He's a young, good looking American man.
That's true. Oh, yeah, he's American. Yeah, that's a good point.
Is that a thing? Do people?
No, well, I'm just saying, like, it's like, he's like not mysterious, but he comes from another country and, he's like backpacking and.
I could see that, yeah.
He's damaged, He's
literally damaged.
He's damaged. She's like, oh, yes. Trifecta.
So.
Okay.
David has another dream here because we kind of just cut around, right?
Mm-hmm.
David is having another dream where he's in the woods, but now he's in his hospital bed. Nurse Price is there. So you can kind of see that maybe he's kind of liking her. She's in his dream. And his face, there's like a flash and his face now is transformed a little bit. And it's like.
A little bit. It's fucking terrifying.
Well, it's not the full transformation.
No, but it's like pale, yellow eyes, crazy ass teeth.
Yeah.
Dude, it's what, 3 seconds? You see it for 3 seconds?
Yeah, it's like a jump scare.
It took 6 hours to get that makeup on, and those contacts hurt like a bitch.
Oh, shit. Oh, contacts stress me out.
Mine don't bother me at all, but I'm wearing soft lenses and it's 2025. Like
I was gonna say, like they're made to be very comfortable and flexible, especially when they're not like made for aesthetics, right?
Yeah. But the ones in the 80s were like big, I don't know if they were made out of glass, but gosh darn, they hurt.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that took 6 hours. But I mean, it's such, and I guess like, because it's not on screen for very long. I want to say it might have been Rick Baker that was like, why, like, you want to see it longer, but
Right.
it's so much more effective that you only see it for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's haunting because you want to rewind it now. You want to look at it or you want to find a still of it to go, wait, what did I just see?
Yeah, and it is like one of the most iconic parts of the film.
It reminds me of Pazuzu in Exorcist, where you just see flashes of a face and it scares the shit out of you.
No, same. Yeah, dude, right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we cut to David telling Dr. Hirsch that he's having these bad dreams. And he still insists that he was attacked by an animal. And he's like, Jack was torn apart. A man could not do that.
Mm-hmm.
We learned some things in this scene. So we learned that the doctor didn't see Jack. He didn't see Jack's body. Okay. He was just told what happened.
Yeah.
And he also did not attend to David's wounds. He says David's wounds were already clean and taken care of when he was brought to the hospital.
Yes. And the wounds very clearly look like a gigantic like claw mark down his chest.
Yeah. So Dr. Hirsch here tells David that he's being discharged in a few days. And he says, can you please stay sane until then? And then he goes, at least until you're no longer our responsibility, which I was like, wow.
That's pretty funny.
He's keeping it real.
Yeah. And David tells the doctor he doesn't want to be alone.
Yeah, that was sad. But Dr. Hirsch does say, okay, I'll send someone in. So I was like, okay, attentive, listening to your patients. Love that.
I don't mind Dr. Hirsch.
No, I think he might actually be my favorite character in the whole movie.
Yeah, he pays attention to things.
He might be the most level-headed person in this whole movie.
Oh, I think he is for sure, dude.
So naturally, he sends in Nurse Price.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's reading at David's bedside and doesn't notice that David has woken up and he's staring at her.
He is just staring. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then he tells her, you're a very beautiful girl. And she kind of no-sells it a little bit. She's like, do you want me to read to you? Well, really, she's like, I thought you were sleeping. And he's like, oh, I was. She offers to read to him. so he can fall asleep, which was really nice.
It's very sweet. And
Yeah.
he is into it.
Yeah.
Okay, sidebar. Alex is reading A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. The book was written by Mark Twain,
Mm-hmm.
and the novel tells the story of a 19th century American engineer, Hank Morgan, who is mysteriously transported to the court of King Arthur in 6th century Britain. Hank uses his knowledge of science and technology to modernize the kingdom, leading to conflict with the old ways and ultimately a clash between the two eras. While not directly connected, the two works have been compared in terms of the themes of displacement and culture clash. So some viewers have even suggested that An American Werewolf in London could be seen as a modern retelling of the Connecticut Yankee story.
Okay.
Specifically, both stories feature characters who are thrust into a different time or place and who must adopt to unfamiliar customs and beliefs while also grappling with the consequences of their actions.
Oh.
And
okay.
I will note the sources in the show notes, but I
Yes.
thought that was really interesting because I just didn't think she was just reading some random book.
Right.
There definitely had to have been some kind of reason for it.
Yes. And if you notice at the end of that scene, David is kind of like shaking his head, rolling his eyes.
Yes.
And I was like, why was he doing that? Right.
Mhm.
So
It must be about the book, right?
yeah.
So she does. She's reading some of the book to him. And like you said, he doesn't seem to be liking the book, but he obviously likes that she's reading to
Mhm.
him, right? And then all of a sudden, we cut to 2 kids watching the Muppets.
Yes.
All right, we're in someone's house. Okay.
Also, Kermit and Miss Piggy are credited in this movie.
Aw, I love that. David is there. There, the 2 kids watching the Muppets are his siblings,
Mm-hmm.
and mom and dad are there. Mom's in the kitchen, and dad is hanging out in the living room while the kids are watching the Muppets. And we hear a knock at the door. Okay. And mom is shouting for someone to get the door. Somebody get that. Somebody get that. The knocking just keeps going. Like, it's like someone is standing there just like knock, 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 knock until they go to open the door.
Right.
Which, by the way, is incredibly annoying.
Oh, I would not. Well, first of all, I'm not answering my door regardless if somebody knocks, but especially if they knock like that.
Dude, somebody came to my house unannounced like a couple weeks ago, knocking on my door. They knocked on my door for 10 minutes.
What?
I was like, I'm not opening the door. I
There's-
don't care that you can hear that there's music coming from my house.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a shit. I don't know you. I'm not opening the door.
Yeah, you see a car in the driveway, I don't give a fuck. I'm not answering.
I don't care who you are or what you're doing. Get the fuck out of here.
In 2025, I'm not
No.
answering my phone and I'm not answering my door, just so you know.
Although I do love a phone. I love to talk on the phone.
It depends on who is calling.
Oh, no. Oh, I mean, I don't answer it. I have to initiate the phone
Right,
calls.
right.
Okay. Anyways, I digress. So, knock, 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 knock. Finally, dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's dad, opens the door and, oh boy.
There are a bunch of wolf face monsters is the best way that I can describe it. There are other people too, or other creatures, I should say.
I believe they're called, when I was watching a documentary on it, I believe that they were referred to as demons.
Okay, I could see that too.
Demon Nazis.
Oh, I did not pick up that element, but okay, it was the early 80s. That was a thing
Yeah.
that they featured in horror movies a lot.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, friends, but I believe that's what they're supposed to be.
I could totally buy demons because at first I was like, oh, are these supposed to be wolves? Because we're starting to see more and more of a wolf transformation in his dreams.
Yeah.
But there were definitely some faces that were not wolves.
And you can see it on my jogging pants.
Oh.
You can see
Yeah.
what he looks like. Yeah, they're well, they've got all kinds of weapons.
Yeah, they start shooting up his family just straight up like
They gun them down.
yeah, they
like-
do.
And one of them is holding a knife to David's throat.
Yeah, like forcing him to watch.
Real knife.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's living this nightmare in a nightmare, watching
Yeah.
his whole family get slaughtered by these demon creatures.
And then they slit his throat
Yes.
at the very end of it.
Yep.
Oh,
And then he wakes up.
it was a nasty effect.
Oh, dude, this scene is bananas.
You're like, what's happening?
I don't even think that we're describing it right. It honestly, you know what it feels like? It feels like we went from watching this movie to now we're in a sitcom.
Okay.
Like the vibe.
Yeah.
Like it very much felt like we were on a set
I thought for a moment that we were seeing something that happened in the past until the monsters came in. Then I was like, oh, okay, this is something else. This is probably a dream.
Yeah, dude, it's
intense.
it is. It's absolutely crazy. So I was just saying that the knife was real. Right? So the guy that's holding the knife could barely see out of his mask.
Oh no.
And he's got this knife up against David's throat. But the throat was like an appliance. It's not like it was his real throat. But the point was they had to get it right. And this guy can't see out of his mask. And they're just basically rolling the dice to make sure it's perfect when it like slits, right?
Yeah.
So crazy stuff.
I hope he didn't actually get cut.
No. I don't think so. I think it was
thought that's where this was going.
No. I think it was more of the actual appliance.
Yeah.
Like not cutting it too soon or like, you know, all whatever.
Or if you accidentally poke it too hard, it's a real knife and then the blood starts coming out. It ruins the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyways, the scene is crazy. It does remind me of a sitcom gone bad.
Yeah.
And it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then David wakes up, quote unquote, tells Nurse Price he had a nightmare, and she's like, oh, don't worry, I have the perfect thing for you. She goes to open the curtains, and then another one of these creatures jumps out and stabs her, then gets on top of her and just starts stabbing her to death.
And then David wakes up, and it's the best cell of all time.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And he wakes up for real this time.
Yeah.
And so he is brought breakfast by someone else, not Nurse Price.
Oh, it's like an orderly, I think.
Yeah. He's about to eat breakfast when he looks up and sees the ghost of Jack.
Is he a ghost?
Well, I would call it a ghost for lack of, I guess for simplicity's sake, I'd call him a ghost. But he's seeing Jack as Jack was the night he was killed.
Yeah. So he's not quite decomposed yet, but he is mutilated.
Yes. So he's
got like his skin hanging off. You can see the big claw marks. And I guess Griffin Dunn really struggled with this transformation.
Oh.
I guess he got pretty depressed for the first little while, like going through this makeup process and seeing what he would look like as a corpse. I think it was really upsetting for his mom.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was really hard at first to see himself like, this is what I could potentially look like when I die.
I never thought about that aspect of it, of that happening to you in a movie and you linking it to real life.
Yeah, I guess it was tough for him. And I think eventually it became easier, but at the beginning, yeah, he had a hard time with it.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, in this scene, his face and his throat is all slashed open.
It's gnarly. The effects are, in my opinion, like the practical effects in this are fucking top tier, dude.
I agree.
Rick Baker is like the man.
Yeah.
Awesome. And it's so funny because when he sees Jack just turns to him and is like, hey, are you going to eat that toast?
Yeah.
He wants to eat his breakfast.
Oh, Jack is just, he seems in a great mood for the most part for being completely slashed and dead.
Right. He is. He's, you know what? He hasn't lost his personality.
That's what it is. He still has his personality even in death. I mean, he's not happy about a few things, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, but he is Jack. And David's initial like knee-jerk reaction is, get the fuck out of here, Jack. Like,
that's probably what I would say.
Because I think David thinks he's losing it.
He does say like, I must be dreaming.
Yeah, he thinks he's losing it. And Jack just starts kind of eating his breakfast, and Jack apologizes to him for freaking him out.
Yeah, and David's like, aren't you supposed to be buried somewhere? And then Jack tells him, oh, I am. Like, your parents came to my funeral. And he goes, so did Debbie Klein.
Dude, I loved that they circled back to this.
Me too. And he starts.
And the best is that David, like, it's as if they forget for just a couple seconds what is actually happening.
Yeah, they just start going back and forth with their banter.
As friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Debbie Klein shows up. That's her name, right?
Yeah, Debbie Klein. And Jack's like, she cried a lot, but then she found solace in Mark Levine's bed.
The best is David's cell. He was like, Mark Levine?
I know, like, tell me the tea.
He wanted the tea, man. That would be us, 100%.
Absolutely.
Like either or. Either I'm coming to you as an apparition or you. And all of a sudden I'm like, I got to tell you some dirt, man. You would be like, okay, everybody pause.
Yeah.
Give me the tea.
I'd be like,
piping.
Also tell me more. What else do you know about the afterlife? Give me all the tea, not just about Debbie Klein or whatever. But he goes, life mocks me even in death.
He's got a great sense of humor. And I feel like I think Jack's my favorite, honestly.
Jack is a good character too, for sure.
Yeah, he's awesome. So David is convinced he's going crazy. And Jack tells him that he's there to warn him
Mm-hmm.
that they were attacked by a lycanthrope, a werewolf on the moors.
Yeah, and David is just covering his ears. He doesn't want to hear it.
He doesn't want to hear it. And Jack goes on to tell him that he was murdered an unnatural death, and he is forced to walk the earth in limbo until the werewolf's curse is lifted.
Yep.
And he tells David the wolf's bloodline must be severed and the last remaining werewolf must be destroyed.
And then he says, "It's you, David."
Drops that bomb.
Like, whoa, okay, this is what we were expecting all along at this point. But I was surprised that they were so direct about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
No. Yeah. And I thought it coming from Jack, like it's his best friend, and David feels a tremendous amount of guilt.
Yeah.
Over what happened with Jack.
Yeah. So it's very possible that he is just seeing this out of trauma and guilt, that he is having a hallucination.
Right.
But it's also possible that this is an apparition.
Yeah. And I think that this movie does like a really, really good job of, showing what the complexities of grief and survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
And, the weight, like guilt will ravish you from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
It will bleed into every part of your life. It will ruin relationships. It'll destroy you.
Yeah.
And I thought the movie did such a fucking good job of like depicting it in the form of werewolves and the undead.
Yeah, I agree.
Really showing how David's feeling. Like he feels, and then now Jack goes on to tell him.
Yeah, Jack straight up tells David that David needs to take his own life before he takes others' lives. Like, how fucking heavy is that?
Dude, and David is freaking the fuck out. He's calling for Alex, right? Mm-hmm. And as this is kind of happening, Jack just keeps talking. Like, he's like, all of the, the darkness, it's all real. He's like, do you know what it's like to talk to a corpse, man? He's like, it's boring. It's lonely. So he's heavily encouraging David to take his own life before he hurts anyone else. And David starts to cry. Mm-hmm. And Jack, all stoned face, is like, please don't cry. Like, that would be me.
Yeah.
That would straight up
You're
be
like,
me.
now this is too much.
Be like, can you not?
So Nurse Price comes into his room and is like, David, are you okay? This scene.
Okay, but wait. Before it ends, like, Jack finishes his long depresso speech with, beware the moon, David.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Jack.
Like, oh, now you're on their side from earlier.
Got it. You're one of those patrons, I see.
So when Nurse Price comes into David's room, she sits on his bed like, David, are you okay? David kisses her.
I know.
On the mouth.
I know.
Like, she sits down and just right on the mouth and then says, I'm a werewolf. If this isn't a sign for you to stop being attracted to this person, girl.
This is you know what it is? It's like, this guy can do no wrong.
Oh, earlier you said she has the blinders on.
Oh!
Like, I think oh my gosh, like not just the side blinders, like covering the front of her eyes.
Oh,
too.
she's blindfolded.
Completely
she is straight up blindfolded.
Blindfolded in the dark.
With earplugs in.
Yes. Then he tells her that he saw his dead friend Jack and that he's going to turn into a monster in 2 days.
She's like, are you all right?
David is like, was I dreaming again? And she goes, I think so, yes. I'm like, are you sure, girl? So he's being discharged tomorrow, and it seems like she's not going to report this.
No, and okay, a couple of things in my notes. I'm just like looking them over here. So, he goes on, right? He's like, my dead friend Jack was here, and he'll be a monster, and da 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 da. So Alex says, like, because he's asking her what she thinks.
Yeah,
and she's like, what do I think about you becoming a monster or talking to dead friends? And I put subtext, am I ever going to meet a normal guy?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like she's like testing the waters. So she's like, I wonder, is he actually crazy?
She's like, which part can I justify?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what mental gymnastics can I do?
Can I do today? Because I already stretched, so let's go. Okay, so instead of maybe reporting this to the doctor, because remember the doctor said earlier, like, please stay sane until you're not a responsibility, implying that if he's not, maybe they have to keep him, I'm guessing.
Sure, yeah.
instead of reporting this because he's going to get discharged tomorrow, she says, "Do you have anywhere to stay in London?" Girl.
No.
What?
No.
Okay, I get it's the early 80s, but the amount of unprofessionalism in this hospital is wild.
Dude, not just unprofessionalism, like safety.
Safety.
You don't. Okay, this guy just finished telling you that he's talking to his dead friend, that he's a werewolf, okay, that he was attacked by a werewolf. What? At what point are you like,
you know what?
We should be bed buddies.
You know what? Bed buddies. He kissed her and she was like, "Oh, he's down. He's DTF. Let's go. It's been too long." She's like, "I need to knock some cobwebs off this, so I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you're turning into a vampire. Let's go." Legit, that is Nurse Alex Price for you, okay? Okay.
Oh my God, I can't breathe, girl. I feel you, girl. I feel you, but man.
So they get to her place and she starts showing him around, okay?
But they also go like to a grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like they make mention. I thought this was interesting. They make mention like about inflation and how expensive the groceries are.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that was kind of interesting.
Because it's like, wow, it never ends. Inflation really never ends. Great.
Yeah. And like then they get on the subway together and the subway cart is like super packed. And there's these like punks that are just like hardcore making out, which I don't know. People that make out in public, like I can never understand. Like PDA, is that what it is?
PDA, yeah.
I don't know why. I just find it to be like so obnoxious.
I don't mind subtle levels of it. But yeah, if you're like full on making out, standing in the middle of a crowded train or subway or like, tube or whatever you want to call it.
Do you need it that much, that bad in that moment?
Right.
Like, and I don't know. Also, people like walking around holding hands.
You told me this before.
Like, why are you doing that?
I don't mind hand holders. I don't personally, but it depends. It also depends on like where you're at, because there have definitely been times where like if I'm in the airport and I'm by myself, I'm traveling to a show by myself, which I normally am when I'm traveling to a show.
Yeah.
And there's like a couple on a plane and you can tell they're like, they're like all having a good time. I'm on a vacation together with my babe. I am a little hater. I'm not going to lie.
With my babe.
That's just what I picture them saying, with my babe. And I'm like, fuck you. I am totally being a hater. I admit that.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about people, like grown adults walking down the street holding hands. Now I say all that and just watch. I'm going to turn into one of these people.
You are. Because you said that, you are going to turn into one of those people.
Oh my God. But yeah, she is. So these punks are like, you know, making out, and David is just like making all these like goofy faces, and you're kind of like getting to see David's like very playful, what is it, jovial sort of side, right?
Yeah, he's making faces behind them. The little punk kid, quote unquote, catches him, and it's just like a cute little moment where, you know, he's doing things and making Nurse Price laugh, basically.
And like it almost feels like, okay, we're building rapport.
Yes.
However, it's one afternoon.
Literally all in the same day.
Like I don't think you should invite him to your house. She does, though.
You know, they do say like the fastest way to win someone over is to make them laugh. So he made her laugh one time and she's ready to go.
She's like, you're making me laugh. You're hot. You're a werewolf, which means like, I don't know, you're big and strong.
Maybe she's into werewolf lore. Imagine.
Dude,
that's a thing. I don't know. The Wolfman had already come out at this point.
Listen, I wouldn't hate a werewolf. Not in werewolf form, of course. But like if you were a wolf, like that was your thing, like
you're like, just call it White Fang instead.
As long as it's real and you're not like dressing up.
As long as you're a real werewolf. I'm just gonna chain you up in the full moon. It's fine.
Imagine she woke up in the middle of the night and he's in her like living room just in a werewolf costume.
Just a wolf mask.
With like holding a beer.
Like, this is not what I signed up for.
So, anyways.
Yeah, they get to her place.
Cute place.
Yeah, it's a cute little flat.
Super cute. Yeah, a little flat.
As they call them over in England. And she's showing him around. She's like, okay, this is the kitchen and this is the living room and da-da-da. And then they get to the bedroom.
Okay, this conversation.
Actually, David says, oh, there's only one bed. Which I will say, if that was me, I would not expect to be sleeping in the bed anyway.
No, I wouldn't either.
You would think you're sleeping on the couch.
100%.
And she did have a couch. So like to be like, oh, there's only one bed.
But that's what I mean with the whole like, it's like he's like innocently flirting.
Yeah.
Like that's him saying, yo, we gonna do this?
Yeah.
But saying it in like a coy, like, oh gosh, there's only one bed.
What are we going to do?
Oh my God, oh God, I was about to say something so bad.
Tell me off air. I want to know.
I will.
But Nurse Price here just goes full yap mode.
Dude.
She doesn't know what to say, and she just starts yapping.
Dude, I felt for her in that moment. I was like, girl, I get you.
She goes, I'll be honest with you, David. I'm not in the habit of bringing home stray men. And then she goes on to say, but I find you very attractive.
And a little bit sad.
Oh, and a little bit sad, yeah. And then she says, what? I've had 7 lovers in my life. Was it 7?
Girl, stop.
And then she's like, 3 of which were one night stands. And you can tell she just can't stop blabbing.
Dude, in huge letters, I wrote, girl, what are you doing?
I wrote in all caps, she is yapping.
She is me. That is that is me in those situations.
I literally thought to myself, that would be Laura.
100%.
Like, this would be Laura.
I don't know how to be normal, so I am just going to keep talking to you. Did you know? Blah, 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 blah.
I'm just going to tell you a bunch of facts right now.
This is how many lovers I've had. Like, girl, what?
You know what? At the same time, I'm like, good for you for being upfront.
I mean, yeah, but like, okay, here's the thing. I love their little love story. I do.
Oh, sure.
You know me. I'm a sucker for a rom-com.
It's cute.
I love a rom-com. However, it's quick.
Yeah, and look, I'm not judging. Get yours, girl. Okay,
sure.
No shame, but
Yeah.
also I'm worried for your safety.
I'm scared for her.
Yes,
and not because of him. Like I think seems like a nice guy. It's
but she doesn't know.
She doesn't, and he's been telling her some really wacky shit.
Yes, he is potentially unwell, and you're like, I'm gonna risk it all.
Like, would you?
I would like to say no, but I mean, also, I don't know.
If the vibes are right.
You never know. Sometimes vibes be vibing, you know?
He's attractive and he looks very sad.
And you know what?
You know what? I do love a sad boy. I'm not going to lie.
I do wonder if it comes with the profession. She's a nurse. She takes care of people for a living. So maybe she does. I imagine that's hard to turn off in your brain. It could just be deep in your subconscious of, I can fix him.
I was just going to say, I can fix him.
She literally fixes people for a living. I don't know. Not saying that all nurses would think that way, but I imagine that's a hard line to draw.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Yeah, she was his caregiver.
But she says, perhaps you'd like to watch telly whilst I shower. While I shower. And cut to them in the shower together.
Yo, they are making out.
David's like, I ain't watching the fucking telly, girl.
Moon dance is playing.
Oh my gosh, they're wasting no time.
There's a lot of body shots here. There is a lot of soap. Okay, it's a bit much. I'm not
it's
gonna
very
lie.
sudsy. And now they are in the bed.
They're getting it on.
They're banging.
Whoa.
In the middle of the night, David gets up to use the bathroom and he sees Jack again in the mirror.
It's a classic jump scare with the little mirror door or whatever.
Yeah, you shut the mirror and there he is.
And poor Jack, man, he's looking far more decomposed here than he was earlier.
Yeah, he's very green too.
And he wanders around the apartment and he sits with David in the living room, right?
Yeah, and he's like, David, you don't get it. Tomorrow is the full moon. You're going to change.
And he also picks up a Mickey Mouse doll and goes, "Hi, David."
Oh, yeah.
Improvised.
I could see that.
Which I love. By the way, she's got several Mickey Mouse toys in her house.
Okay, I noticed that. In the living room alone, yeah, there are several little Mickeys, or I think it is just Mickey, right?
Yeah.
Or Disney characters. And I was like, oh, that's a thing. And I was surprised because that just seemed like something maybe you had to get the rights to, but maybe you didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it didn't even look like a real Mickey. It kind of looked like a Mickey you buy at the dollar store.
I could see that. Oh my gosh. So David doesn't believe him, and he doubts that he's even seeing what he's seeing. And he's like, I will not be threatened by a walking meatloaf, he says to Jack.
I know. That's kind of funny.
So Alex hears this and she comes checking on him. She hears talking.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, what's going on? I heard some talking. And David says, oh, it's just me, just being crazy.
Like that for me, I would be, my heart would like seep to my stomach.
I would be so weirded out.
Dude, I would be not weird. I'd be scared.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? I think we've had enough time together.
She's just very empathetic. She's the most empathetic, actually. She's like,
you want to talk understanding?
She feels so bad for him that she is going to heal him with her vagina. The best therapy. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, he starts telling her about the movie The Wolfman.
Yeah.
And how it ended. So implying that someone might have to kill him.
Yeah. And it's interesting because she doesn't seem too concerned. She asks him, you know, like what Jack said.
Yeah.
Right. And he tells her about turning into a monster. He asks her if she believes him.
Yeah.
And I kind of did like her response here. She tells him she believes that he's very upset.
Right. That makes sense.
I thought the way she handled that was like, you
Yeah.
can tell she's a trained professional.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than saying, no, I don't believe you.
Yeah. Or
It's
yes,
like,
I do.
I believe you're very upset.
Yeah. But then she says, I'm torn between feeling very sorry for you and finding you very attractive. I wrote, she's blinded by the dick.
I mean, completely, dude.
Talk about post-nut clarity. She's
Okay.
like, I don't give a fuck about anything right now. Whatever you say, babe.
Dude, listen, I'm going to say it, all right? Having a crush, like straight up, it's like a mental illness. All right? Like I'm just going to say it. And anyone that has had a crush knows it is a straight up mental fucking illness. And yeah, I feel like she is in that stage where he can do no wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Like she is just like, oh, he's crazy. He's a werewolf. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
He's hot. What?
And I think, he must have done a good job because she seems just like she's satisfied, She doesn't care about anything right now.
You mean he did a good job in bed?
Yeah. What did you think I meant?
I don't know.
You're like, he did a good job.
Did a good job.
On her.
Oh.
So now we cut to Dr. Hirsch driving to the slaughtered lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know I said this hospital was unprofessional earlier, but at the same time, this doctor is going above and beyond to help his patient.
Yeah.
Or maybe
for
he's
sure.
just curious. I don't know.
I think he's concerned.
Yeah, but he's straight up doing detective work at this point, which I think is
More so
not-
than the actual detectives.
No, for real. And so I'm like, damn, the hospital must be really slow right now. He's like, I'm going to drive out to the moors. But he gets to the slaughtered lamb. And right away, Dr. Hirsch starts asking the people at the bar about the American boys that were recently there.
Mhm.
The chess player and the dart player are still there, and the barmaid. So I don't know if the chess player, because remember I said earlier, I don't know if I kind of picture them being a family because he's there again. And he also mentioned to the guys earlier, they don't owe anything. And I'm like, why do you get to say they don't owe anything on their tab? I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like they're all like regulars at this pub.
Yeah.
Like it's such a small, tiny town that I'm sure like everyone just goes to this one bar and everyone knows each other and they
Right.
all probably have tabs and
Mm-hmm.
it is pretty funny though watching him because he has the same kind of experience as Jack and David when he goes in. He asks for Campari soda and the bartender is just like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll just take a small Guinness then. The
Mhm.
same kind of, situation. Again, it's with that humor.
Right. And they don't have food and they're very adamant about it. They do not have food. So he asks about the star on the wall, just like David and Jack did. And the barmaid tells him that's been there for 200 years. We just left it.
200.
200
That is
years.
a long time to have that bar standing.
Yes. And also, which I am assuming, I don't think they ever clarify, but I do assume they're using that to ward off the werewolf.
Yeah, for sure. And they never covered it because it's tradition.
Right.
So he keeps chatting about the murder.
Mhm.
But the patrons, they're not into it, and he tells them that David told him that they were attacked by werewolves
Yeah.
and he wants to explore the story a little bit, right? And they
Mhm.
all look very sus.
Yes. They think it's ridiculous, of course. The chess player's like, oh, come on, werewolf. The dart player looks very uncomfortable and he leaves.
Oh, he does. Yeah. He looks very uncomfortable.
He says he's just checking on the dogs. I gotta go. And then the chess player's like, the dogs are fine. He's like, I'm just gonna go check on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very adamant, once again, that there's no food because he asked for something to eat before his long drive home. And I think it's just because they don't want outsiders. They just don't want anyone sticking around.
Yeah.
Because they
asking
keep
questions.
mentioning, like, there's no food here. And I was like, why do they keep mentioning that?
Yeah.
I think it just goes into how they're very, like, we're not welcoming anyone from outside.
Right.
And so Dr. Hirsch leaves. He sees the dart player hiding out on the side of a building when he goes outside. So he goes to talk to him. And the dart player tells Dr. Hirsch that boy's in danger. Don't let him leave here. And others will be in danger too.
Mm-hmm.
And the chess player from off screen, you hear yell, that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
So he followed them.
He also tells him that the full moon is coming.
Yes.
And that David's going to change.
Mm-hmm. And then the dart player runs away.
He literally runs.
Yeah.
And then, it's also pouring rain.
Again.
Yeah.
And so then we cut back to Nurse Price kissing David goodbye the next morning as she goes to work and leaves this stranger / potentially unwell person in her home alone.
Yes. And also there's like a dog walking down the street that doesn't reacts
Yeah.
to David. Like
Yeah.
he growls at him and
Okay,
shit.
so a little weird thing I wrote down about that. The dog is barking at David. These two girls are walking this dog and they're giggling uncontrollably. Both of these girls are credited as creepy girl in the credits, and I don't know why. They're not creepy.
Yeah, they're creepy.
They're just laughing.
Yeah.
So anyway, he locks himself out of the flat and he has to go through a window. And when he does, there's a cat. They show a cat hissing at him from outside as well. So all these animals are not liking him.
Yeah, they don't like him.
Which we know is a telltale sign of something.
Mm-hmm.
So David does get into the apartment and he starts watching TV. There's this commercial, Naughty Nina, which I just thought was so funny. It's like Nina Carter, Naughty Nina, which I looked into to see what that was all about. It is just a commercial they made for the movie. And Nina Carter is an actress. But I'm obsessed with the commercial and I want to recreate it. How they did it. She's like she keeps turning to the camera, the narrator saying something like, and Nina's going to tell all. And then she turns to the camera and she's like, it's just hard being me. Like things like that is just so funny to me.
Yeah, yeah. Also, David's feet are like really dirty.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Oh, I did. I was like, oh my, they are dirty.
Well, he's just walking around outside, right?
Yeah, like an animal.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, so we see a little montage here of David bored as fuck in her apartment. I think this is where they play your song.
Okay, I wrote in my notes, Bad Moon Rising with a whole bunch of exclamation marks. I fucking love this song. It's the best.
And she also played it before we recorded this episode.
Oh yeah, I've been listening to it nonstop for the last 2 weeks.
But can you imagine you're locked in a stranger's apartment, or I guess not locked in, but you're in a stranger's apartment in 1981. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, right.
He's pacing. He's reading a little bit, maybe. They keep showing him go to the fridge and he keeps saying like, oh, I'm not hungry again. He doesn't want normal people food.
That's right.
We cut to Nurse Price taking care of Benjamin again, who keeps saying no to everything and laughing about it again. Once again, I think just supposed to be a cute scene, but I don't know if you picked this up. So she says like, hey, are you reading your whatever she says to him the first time. And he's like, no. And then Nurse Price says, Benjamin, have you ever been beaten severely about the face and neck? And he goes, no. And she's like, oh, I didn't think so. And I was like, wait, what?
Okay, so Alex, maybe there's something going on with Alex.
I don't know I think she was just trying to be funny.
Okay.
Or like say something that was absurd.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait, did I hear that correctly? I had to rewind it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's British humor.
I don't know.
I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a really good point because it is a little bit different.
It is a little bit different because I would think like you should ask him something that he'd want to say yes to. Like, Benjamin, do you want some ice cream? Right. You know, and then he's like, no. And you're like, oh, I got you. Or I don't know, whatever. Who am I to criticize someone's humor? But I just had to rewind it to make sure she did say that. And she did.
Okay.
Okay. So we do notice in this scene that there's a full moon in the sky.
Yes. Big
and then
full moon.
Back at the apartment, Sam Cooke's version of Blue Moon starts playing. And suddenly David starts screaming. This is the transformation scene and it is fucking insane.
Dude to the motherfucking dude. This is one of the craziest scenes in a movie ever.
I feel like every movie we cover, there's usually one part where we're like, if you don't watch anything else, watch this. And this is, of course, that scene.
It is. So, okay, this whole movie, for the most part, was shot chronologically, which is not usually normal.
Oh.
Normally, you're kind of all over the place. But the only thing they did was they did the transformation scene last.
Okay.
And I believe they shot it over a week.
Wow.
I believe.
Okay. That makes sense. There's so much going on here.
6 days.
Okay. Yeah, almost a week.
And each day David would be in makeup for about 4 to 5 hours at a time.
Wow. Every day.
He had a call time of 5 a.m. and then would work 10 hours.
In that prosthetic, whatever it was for the day.
Yeah. So they would basically they would shoot different parts of the transformation scene on different days.
Mm-hmm.
And when you watch the scene, you can see they sort of use the furniture in the room to block out certain things. So, for example, if his upper body is transforming, let's just say, they would have the angle so the couch would be kind of hiding half of it. So they're not doing a full prosthetic on his whole body.
Right.
They're just doing like pieces.
Yeah.
The one where when he's lying right on the floor, you know, where he's on his
the full body?
Yes. His head is through like a hole in the ground, in the floor. And he had to be in that position for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so I just thought that was really interesting that they had to break it down like bit by bit and got really creative with the way the angles that they used.
Yeah.
Because I think it is the best. It's so hard because The Howling is a fucking great transformation scene too. But I think in American Werewolf in London, because it's in daylight, because you're seeing all of it and the agony, you can feel the agony.
Oh, he immediately starts screaming and grabbing his head, and he's on the ground.
Dude.
He's apologizing to Jack. I'm sorry I called you a meatloaf.
I know. And again, it's that guilt. He feels a tremendous amount of guilt for running away from Jack while he died.
Yeah, and now he knows Jack wasn't kidding.
Absolutely.
He is transforming. So they show his hands lengthening. I just want to talk about some of the things that happen in the scene because so much is going on.
Yeah.
The hands start lengthening, and you're seeing it happen without CGI.
Yep.
It's a practical effect of his fingers lengthening and turning into a wolf's hand. We see his spine shifting, the hairs growing. The full body shot is crazy of him on the ground, just kind of like, The progression of his face changing is terrifying. And like you said, the agony in his face. Then there's, to me, the most memorable, I think, is the profile shot of his face elongating.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where from, a more flat human-like face to the wolf snout. They show it stretch.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And it's a practical effect.
Yes, this is not CG, man. I think his feet transforming always gets me, man.
Yeah.
It's done so well and it's so believable. And it's I hate to say beautiful, but it really is.
Oh, it is.
Like that is incredible. I guess Rick Baker told John Landis that he needed 6 months before shooting to get everything, like all the prosthetics, everything set up. And so that's what they had to do. That's how much work went into this. I mean, there's lots of prosthetics in this movie, but specifically the transformation scene.
That always blows my mind, learning how much time it takes to do something like that.
It's crazy.
There's so much preparation involved and so much time to actually execute it.
Yeah. Do you want to hear a little tidbit about Rick Baker?
Yeah.
While we're talking about the transformation scene. So I believe John Landis wrote the script for this movie back in 1969. Okay. When he was like 18.
Wow.
But he couldn't secure funding for it until the success of he had 3 films that were pretty successful. Kentucky Fried Movie, The Blues Brothers, and Animal House. So when he was going around pitching this movie, he was constantly told that it was much too scary to be funny, or this is much too funny to be scary. People couldn't understand. They didn't get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Most of the time they didn't get it.
It's so frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, him and Rick Baker worked together on the film Schlock. So he showed Rick the script for American London and told him he really wanted a painful looking transformation scene. He didn't want it like the original Wolfman. He wanted you to feel it through the screen.
Yeah.
And Rick was down. He was like, this seems like something that would be really challenging. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, John Landis was having a hard time getting the funding for this film. Joe Dante calls up Rick Baker and pitched to him The Howling.
Oh.
Joe Dante directed The Howling. By the way, when I met Joe Dante, my soul left my body. Okay. So he basically hired him.
Yeah.
He did. He said, can you do the special effects? And Rick said, okay, I'll come and do it. So he starts doing the designs. He starts working on it. He's super pumped about it. And he actually was thinking about using some of the transformation ideas he had for this movie in The Howling. Then he gets a call and he doesn't want to tell John Landis. He's like, I ain't telling him. Then he gets a call and John Landis says, we got the funds.
Hell yeah.
So Rick Baker, who is now working on The Howling, I guess John Landis was super pissed about it.
Okay.
That he went and did The Howling, right?
I could see that.
So Baker left The Howling. He actually got Rob Boutine, who was his apprentice at the time, or he was mentoring him. He was the special effects makeup artist on The Thing.
Okay.
You remember?
Yep.
How amazing the fucking effects in that movie? Anyways, so he took over for The Howling.
Okay.
And Rick Baker came on to American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
So isn't that why? Like there could have been potentially he might not have been involved.
Right. Wow.
Wild, right?
Yeah, that's so interesting. We also almost covered The Howling.
Oh, we're going to cover the
Oh, we're
Howling,
going to for sure. But we almost did a while ago.
Yeah, we almost did, but we're going to cover it. It's also fantastic. It's a great werewolf movie. But anyways, okay, getting back to the transformation scene, I just wanted to share with you
Yeah, I love that.
some tidbits. Okay. Oh, sorry, Emilio. That was not a clap. Don't take it out.
So, we cut to a couple entering this apartment building, this flat building. Do they call it a flat building? I don't know what they actually call an apartment building in the UK.
Flats.
They're just flats.
They're
okay,
flats.
Yeah. So they're entering this building at night,
Mhm.
okay, after the werewolf transformation has happened. And they're walking, they're giggling. It looks like they're just coming home from a date or something. And then boom, werewolf pops up on the side. Similar to what you were talking about earlier. It looks like he has that giant foam head and just gets mauled from the side. We only see a flash of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we start seeing short clips of this couple getting slashed up. And there's a woman looking down from her apartment above. And she goes, Sean, there's hooligans in the park again. Something's going on down there.
Oh my God.
And this man, Sean, I guess, takes his wine glass, goes outside to check it. And he goes so far. Okay. First, he's just by the gate. Like he goes out and he goes, is anyone out here? He's drinking his wine. And then all of a sudden he's like walking through the woods. I'm like, why did you go that far?
Why do you care that much?
I wouldn't even have went to the gate.
I wouldn't have even left my apartment.
True. I'd yell out the window, are you okay down there?
Or
No.
I would have called.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
called someone or something.
But why would you walk out there and then go in the woods?
No.
Come on now.
Mm-mm.
So as he's walking through the woods, he steps on something. He looks down. It's a severed hand. Okay. We are now at the hospital with Dr. Hirsch, who finds out that Nurse Price has David staying at her flat. Because he's like, I need to find David. Do you know where he is? And she's like, yeah, maybe I do. Dr. Hirsch doesn't even seem mad. He just really wants to contact David because he's suspicious.
Yeah.
After what he saw by the moors.
Yeah, because I think he's starting to think that David thinks that he's a werewolf.
Yes.
Like he believes his own.
Yeah, he tells her
Crazy.
that he tells Nurse Price he can't find any records of what happened to David in that small town.
Mm-hmm.
That he's starting to sort of believe there will be a problem during the next full moon, but he does explain it from a medical standpoint, which I really like that.
I did too, yeah.
So yeah, he tells Alex that if the people in the town believe that he was attacked by a werewolf and David has suffered a severe trauma, why wouldn't David believe that too?
Exactly.
Basically saying that there's a potential for him to act out what he thinks a werewolf would do at the next full moon because he's unwell. Which I was like, okay, that explains. I like how they found a way for the doctor to believe him without actually believing he was going to turn into a werewolf. Like,
yes,
he even says to Alex, like, I'm not talking about like walking around on all fours and like howling at the moon.
Right.
But maybe he believes he's going to be a werewolf.
But imagine being Alex.
And she's like, I still want to fuck him though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
She's like, yeah, that's all pretty scary stuff, but I still kind of like him.
He was really good in bed.
He's really cute. He held the door for me.
He made me laugh once. Like the bar is on the floor.
All the way down.
The bar is in hell. Even in 1981. Okay, so
well, in my notes I said if I was Alex, I would be freaking the fuck out. But I just fucked this guy and let him stay at my place. Girl, what are you doing? Like, for real, I would be so scared.
Yeah.
I would immediately be like, this guy's in my house. Like,
yeah. But Nurse Price is more like, oh no, I need to go help him.
I know.
Yeah.
I can fix him.
I can fix him. Like, I also commend her for wanting to help him. If she was like, you know, maybe we should get you evaluated, kind of help.
Yeah.
But I feel like she is just like, I can help you. Like, you should live with me and I will take care of you. That's the vibe I get.
Dude, I feel like they are kindred spirits though. Like listen, I'm a sucker for a love story and I feel like they knew each other in another life. That's what I'm telling myself.
Okay. That's what she's telling herself too, I think.
Cause she loves him.
She does.
She loves him.
And I feel like this is day 2.
No, I know. I mean, to be fair, she's been staring at him in the hospital for... Well, he was there for 3 weeks. So
yeah,
she's
unconscious. And she's just staring at him like, I love him.
What is it called? Limerence? When you like, have you ever heard that expression?
I have, but what does it mean again?
It's when like you, I don't know. I mean, I would say she has limerence. It's when you like someone or you like, and you almost like create a fake scenario of who you think they are.
Okay.
Sort of.
Yeah, I can
From
see
what
that.
I can remember, I read about it at one point.
Okay.
And to me, that's what that seems like. Like she doesn't really know him that well.
No.
But she loves him.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say like the opposite of it's not Stockholm syndrome. What is it when you fall in love with your caretaker?
Oh.
That's a whole thing.
Oh, maybe it's more that.
That's a dynamic, but this case would be reversed.
It would be reversed.
She's falling in love with the person she was taking care of.
I think they're just soulmates.
Okay, you're starting to sound like Nurse Price. Okay, so we now cut to basically like a junkyard, and we see some homeless people surrounding a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And they see the werewolf. We hear something growling. Once again, we don't really see it. We see a flash of its face, its eyes, but we don't really know what happens here exactly. But basically, they get killed. That's what we're gonna find out.
Yeah, dude. And then we're in the subway station.
We cut to the subway.
Dude. I think I've said dude about 100 times in this episode.
How can you not, though?
No, I know. Everything in this movie is so...
Dude.
Yeah. So a guy steps off the train. He's on the platform. He's alone, which, I don't know. I always used to get freaked out late at night on the subway when I got off by myself, personally. But anyway.
You still call them trains, right? It's a subway train.
Subway train.
Or a car. Subway car.
Train.
Okay.
Yeah, I say train. Train. The train's coming. Yeah.
Or the tube.
The tube in London, right?
Mm-hmm.
We hear a growl.
Yeah, and it's pretty empty in here besides this guy.
Yeah, it's late. He looks up. He calls out, is anyone there?
Oh my gosh. He says, I can assure you this is not the least bit amusing. And why does that feel like the most British thing to say?
No, it really does. Like totally uptight British.
Like in the US, we'd be like, quit fucking around.
I said, poor Englishman warns he will report whoever is growling at him.
Yeah. Also, while he's walking through this hallway thing in the, I was going to say train station, subway station.
Yeah.
There's a sign on the wall for see you next Wednesday, which looked very interesting to me. It is going to come up later. That's why I mention it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little connection there, but I was like, I'm writing that down to look into it to see if it's a real thing, but it's in the movie.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
But he sees the werewolf and we get its POV chasing him through these halls.
Dude, it's so fucking scary.
It's terrifying. And he is like fumbling around. He drops his umbrella. He trips going up the escalator. He's down for a little too long for my liking.
Yes.
I was like, get up.
I know.
Like, you don't know what's behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I love this shot so much. He's lying on the escalator and we get an overhead shot of the escalator, him coming up. And then from the far part of the screen, you see the werewolf come into frame full body. That was such a cool effect. That's what I looked like when I was watching it.
Oh,
that was
so
such
great.
a cool shot.
It's so, so, so good.
Mm-hmm.
That subway reminds me so much of Toronto. Like that long, elongated, like you're just walking into the abyss trying to get to the platform.
Yeah, I could see that. I've taken the subway in Toronto a few times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then giant lion face. We cut to a lion roaring. It's kind of like a little jump scare. And David is waking up in the zoo, naked.
Surrounded by real wolves.
Real live wolves.
Actual real ones.
And they seem chill.
Yeah, apparently he was told not to make any like loud noises, sudden movements, and they would be the wolves would be pretty chill.
That being the disclaimer would fucking terrify me. Like, oh, as long as you don't do this, and this, they should be okay.
I think I'd be in it. I think I'd do it.
Oh, I would love to pet a wolf.
Yeah.
I would love a white fang.
I want to
white fang.
I want to pet a lion. I wanted a lion when I was a kid. So, but Mary told you, I told my 3rd grade class that I had one. In front of the whole class.
That's such a 3rd grade thing to do. Oh my gosh. One time randomly, we were walking to like the local fire station in kindergarten or something on some field trip. It was in walking distance. I don't know why we were walking. I feel like you would not do that today, but we were. And I remember telling my teacher, I pointed to some random house that was like a bright blue color and I loved it. And I pointed to this house and I was like, my grandma lives there. And my teacher was like, oh, that's nice. Do you want to go say hi to her? This is the 90s, okay? Do you want to go say hi to her? And I went, oh.
Mayday.
Abandoned. I'm crying right now. I went, she's not home. Why are kids such little assholes? Why would you lie?
That's such a weird lie.
At least,
oh my God.
at least having a lion is fucking cool. I have a
I
tear.
actually fucking hate her. No.
I'm so sorry if you're just listening and you can't see us
my
breaking
God.
down right now. I have tears coming
Like
out
I'm
of my eyes.
I'm crying. That's such a weird lie.
And it just like I just had a resurgence of memory when you said that.
But,
like, why are kids pathological liars?
No, but dude, it just made me think of some of the lies I told when I was a kid that are like so like, what are you lying about?
And then I'm like,
Oh my God.
thank God we grew out of that. But some
Yeah.
people don't.
Some people, dude,
And I don't know
liars. Let me tell you, okay, liars legitimately scare the shit out of me.
No, for real, pathological liars scare the shit out of me because I don't think they know why they're doing it either.
And they just lie. They lie about everything.
Yeah.
And I've unfortunately had to like deal with people like that one too many times in my life. And now I'm so weary of people.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like everyone's full of shit until I've thoroughly vetted you.
I'm so curious. I feel like after these recordings, I want to look into it. Like, what happens? Why are kids pathological liars? And how do they grow out of it? And what makes people stay that way?
Yeah.
You know, I'm so curious.
I feel like it's definitely like some type of mental disorder.
It has. I would imagine it's something like that. But yeah, we digress.
Oh yeah, we do.
Sorry.
We did a little bit. Sorry. Okay, getting back to it. Werewolves and all.
Yeah. He is naked in this wolf cage, surrounded by real wolves. In the movie, for the plot, I'm like, oh yeah, these wolves are not concerned with him at all because he's also a wolf,
For
right?
sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
He climbs out the top of this cage, which how convenient for you that this actually opens, because imagine you're locked in there.
No, but didn't you see on the side of it, he had ripped the cage open.
Oh, it's ripped.
It's ripped open. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was literally thinking that doesn't make any sense why I thought this, which is kind of actually no. What I thought was, oh, he's a wolf, so like an animal catcher caught him and put him in the cage with the wolves. Which the fact that he's a gigantic, terrifying werewolf, like, why would you think they just went, oh, it's just another wolf, throw him in there, and they didn't kill them
with one of those like gimmicks that they use on like wild animals, like with the long pole.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit.
I didn't think too much into it, obviously.
Oh, that's really funny.
Okay, that makes way more sense. He just like went in with the fellow wolves at night.
He ripped it open. He went into the wolf den.
You definitely see a little bit of wiener in this scene.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Alex would be excited.
Alex would be like, well, she's already seen it. So
that's true.
okay, so David is now running around this relatively empty zoo naked, but there are some patrons that are attending.
Yeah, he's like hiding behind bushes and trees.
Oh my gosh, he's hiding in the bushes and he yells for this kid with balloons.
It's so funny. It's so fucked up.
He's in the bush going, hey kid, come over here. So creepy. And he offers him £1. Okay, £2. Which, if you don't know, that's currency over in the UK.
He also tells the kid that he's a famous balloon thief.
Oh my gosh. And the kid goes, why would a thief want to give me £2? Which I was like, smart kid.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'll explain it to you. Just come over here. And then he runs out, snatches the balloons and runs.
Yep.
You can see the kid actually smirk too when he runs away, which I thought was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Because what an awkward scene to have to film.
And then the little kid walks over to his mother and is like, a naked American man stole my balloons.
And she's like, what?
That scene always kills me.
Yeah. He was cute. And so now David is standing in line wearing this woman's like long coat with like, are there like feathers or fur or something around it?
No shoes.
No shoes, for waiting for a bus, I believe. And
making small talk with the people in line, and they all look just disgusted by him.
Oh, they are not amused.
Yeah.
And so now we see Dr. Hirsch grabbing a newspaper. He sees a headline, murder victims half eaten.
Mm-hmm.
My autocorrect changed it to visits. I was like, murder visits, murder victims half eaten. So David gets back to Nurse Price's apartment. He tells her, because she's concerned, right? She's like, where were you? He was gone all night. And he tells her he woke up at the zoo, and she's not really that concerned. Like, she was worried that he was gone overnight, but she's like, oh, I was so worried about you, and starts kissing him.
Dude, he also tells her he has no memory of last night as well. And I don't know. Alex, in my opinion, she just way too chill about David and his erratic behavior. Like, even if she doesn't believe about the wolf stuff,
Yeah.
you have to think that he at least there's something going on.
Yeah. And also, she's giggling about, like, oh, where did you get that coat? Like, what? I just feel like you need to be a little more concerned.
A smidge.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And Dr. Hirsch calls her because he's looking for David. And she's like, oh, yeah, he's here. And he's like, why didn't you call me? Which, I mean, David just walked in. But she's like, he said he was out at the zoo. He doesn't remember or something. She's explaining. And Dr. Hirsch is like, you need to get down here with David ASAP.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And while she's on the phone with Dr. Hirsch, David is like playing around with her, like tickling her.
But
and she's giggling.
Do you think because he's the wolf, like his testosterone is like through the roof?
100%.
Okay.
Because in the next scene when they're walking to the car, she's smitten. She's giggling. She's not taking it seriously. And David is saying things like, I feel great. I feel like an athlete.
He sounds manic to me.
Yeah. And he's like, let's go back to your place for a quickie. It's like he's hitting a second puberty.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Mm-hmm.
And so they're in this car. They have a driver. And the driver starts telling them about the murders that happened last night. And they're like, what murders? And he tells them that there were 6 murders, all different parts of the city, all mutilated. And David immediately is like, oh shit, that was me.
Yep.
So David, I mean, he doesn't say that to the driver, but he just yells, pull over. Mm-hmm. He gets out of the car. He starts running away. Nurse Price is following after him. David's like, I'm going to the cops. And Nurse Price is following him. She's yelling, come back. Jack is dead. Because he's talking about like what Jack said to him. And David goes up to an officer on the street.
Oh boy.
And he just goes, I killed those people last night. And the officer's like, you did ya? Mm-hmm. Doesn't believe him right away. I mean, people do confess to crimes that they didn't commit all the time.
No, that's true. And that is a whole other episode.
Yeah.
But the cop doesn't really take him seriously. And then David starts shouting things like Queen Elizabeth is a man.
Oh my gosh.
Prince Charles is not going to say that word.
Yeah.
Winston Churchill is full of shit. Shakespeare's French. Fuck, shit, cunt. And poor Alex is trying to calm him down.
Yeah, the officer, because he's like, there's no need to use language like that. David is yelling every obscenity and like crazy thing he can think of to try to get arrested.
Yeah, he's trying to get arrested. Exactly. And Alex is like trying to talk him down, and she's trying to tell the cop like he's had a really bad experience, he's having a hard time, blah blah blah. Like, this is way too much baggage for some guy that you just started seeing. But
yeah, and then in his hysteria he turns to Nurse Price and tells her that he loves her.
Dude, I mean, 2 days, man.
And she's like, I can help you. She is literally Nurse Price is the definition of I can fix him.
I mean, through and through. That's why I'm saying she either does love him and they are kindred spirits. Maybe they're soulmates. That's what I like to think in my head. Or they're both just very damaged people.
Maybe, multiple things can be true at once.
Yeah, that's true.
And so David runs away at this point, and we cut to the inspector and Sergeant McManus. They're back, and they're telling Dr. Hirsch and Nurse Price that they need to find David. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
David is in a phone booth calling home. He gets his little sister Rachel on the phone.
He's in Piccadilly. He's Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tells Rachel that he loves her, and also to tell their parents that he loves them too.
Oh, it's definitely a goodbye. This is absolutely a goodbye.
Yeah, it's you can tell that they must have had the relationship where, they're siblings. They probably picked on each other.
And there's a huge age gap. She's 10. He's probably 22.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm not being silly, you little creep. So obviously when he's like, I love you too. She's like, oh my gosh, you're being weird. You know?
For sure. Mm-hmm.
And so he hangs up the phone. And in the booth, he puts this little pocket knife to his wrist. Where I was like, damn, in the booth?
I know.
Inconsiderate.
I mean, I don't think that's really the first thing on his mind.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And so he does change his mind, and he goes outside where he sees Jack across the street, and he is in front of a theater that's called See You Next Wednesday. That's what the advertisement was for in the subway.
Oh shit.
So there is a reason, because the poster looks so weird. I was like, I have to look into that. But then I was like, oh, it's a porno theater.
It's a porno theater. Yeah. Isn't there a sign for like orgies too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's what was on the poster. That's probably why I was like, I need to look into that.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the movie that is playing in this theater.
Oh, it's outrageous.
Is so fucking funny.
Yo, that scene, like at one point, it's a girl and a guy and they're like getting it on, and a man walks in and he starts yelling at the woman and the guy, and they're just kind of like accusing them of like, fucking around on him or something.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it's the girl or the guy says like, I've never seen you before in my life. And he goes, oh, my bad, and turns around and walks out.
And leaves.
What?
Yeah.
It was ridiculous and so fantastic.
It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack at this point is now further decomposed.
Oh.
He has like a skeletal face.
He's looking rough.
Yeah.
He is having a hard time.
A real hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack is like, I want you to meet some people. So they're sitting in this theater and he introduces David to essentially the ghosts, I guess, of the people that he just murdered.
Yep.
As the werewolf.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
One of them is Gerald Bringsley,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a huge gash on his face. And he's the guy that David killed in the subway.
Right.
He tells David he's a victim of his carnivorous lunar activities.
Oh, his vocabulary is so funny.
It's fantastic. And David apologizes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also tells David that he left his like wife a widow and his children fatherless.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Jack introduces him to all the victims.
Mhm.
So the 3 homeless men, the couple in the park, and it is so funny because he's apologizing to them and there's this moaning in the background from the movie.
Yes.
It's
That's why the humor in this is so great, because
Yeah.
it is such a sad scene.
Mhm.
Like, it really is, the weight of that. Like,
yeah.
you ran from your best friend who was getting mauled to death.
Mm-hmm.
You were bit yourself in the process. You killed a whole bunch of people, and now you have to sit in a theater and face all your demons.
Mm-hmm. But also there's a porno playing in the background.
Because it lightens it up.
It does, yeah.
Right? Because if without that porno, that is just really sad and
Yeah.
depresso.
Yeah. Way more heavy that way.
For sure.
And so Jack is like, do you see, like, this is what you're causing. And so then all of the ghosts start suggesting ways for David to take his own life.
oh my God.
They're like, what about this? What about this?
They're
And-
like hanging, sleeping pills, a gun, a car crash, drowning, throw yourself in front of a tube, silver bullet isn't necessary. This whole conversation.
oh my gosh, it was funny because when they mentioned a gun, David says, like, don't I need a silver bullet? And Jack is like, come on, be serious.
I love that in movies. I love when in vampire movies or werewolf movies when like there's like lore and they change
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, or like so many ridiculous things are already happening, but that is what you think is ridiculous. Like,
Yes.
oh, come on, be serious.
Exactly. Yes. And so again, Jack is like stressing to him that these are all people that their souls are like not resting because the last werewolf is still alive and they need to end the bloodline and David needs to end his life.
Yeah. So the full moon is coming out again.
Oh,
so I
boy.
found this interesting because I think of the full moon as just happening once.
Mhm.
And then after the night that it happens, it starts waning,
Okay.
right? It's waxing and then it's waning.
Sure.
So maybe because it still appears sort of full, they're counting it as a full moon. I think of the full moon happening once and then going away for a month.
Right. Isn't it like every like 20 something days?
Yeah, there's a moon cycle.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting. Like, oh, maybe they're just counting wherever it looks like a full circle. We'll just say that's full.
I don't know.
I was really thinking like, oh, David's good for a whole month.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen once a month. It's like a period.
Yeah.
Just chain him up in the basement once a month. Like, what's the big deal?
And honestly, I don't know about you, but I get a little loopty when it's around my period. So
you know, sometimes
I
I feel like a werewolf.
I get real hungry. I get real angry.
I thought you were going to say I get real hairy. So the full moon, either way, the full moon's coming back again tonight, okay? And David starts transforming in this theater, which looks and sounds a lot to the theater security, like he's having too good of a time watching this porno.
Yep.
So the security or the usher, whoever, approaches him, and we see that his face is starting to transform. Now we see that another worker goes in to check on them, you know, so we don't see what happens exactly. We're outside. Another worker comes in to see what's going on in this theater. He also gets attacked.
Yep.
You see the giant werewolf head come in from the side once again. That big foam head, right?
Yeah.
Now we cut to the woman at the ticket booth outside is screaming bloody murder. You can't tell what exactly she's saying. We know what she's saying, but the police are arriving.
Okay. In capital letters, I wrote, "This is the best scene in the whole fucking movie."
Oh, the ending?
Dude, here we go.
We're almost
Let's
to the
go,
end,
man.
y'all.
Let's go. Let's go.
So the police go in. Well, one of the police officers goes in. They see this body, at least one of them, shredded on the ground. Okay.
Just mutilated man.
Also, the movie is still playing because no one can get in there to turn it off, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And the police gets a good look at the werewolf straight on as he is still eating a body.
And it's so cool, man. Like seeing David Wolfie David just ripping into someone.
Ugh,
Oh.
yeah. And that straight on view of him instead of just, a flash of a head from the side.
Yep.
And so the cop escapes. He shuts the gate covering the door. The cops are trying to hold it closed. And so many people, passerbys, right?
Yep.
Passerbys
Yeah.
are surrounding them in the fucking way.
Everyone comes running to this theater. It's like it's like a huge commotion, but people are screaming because shit's hitting the fan, and it's drawing in this like massive group.
And I just wrote, why would you want to be there?
Good question.
I would be getting the furthest away from whatever the fuck is going on. I don't
Agreed.
want to find out.
No, I'm going the other way, man.
Yeah, like tell me later what happened, but I don't want to be there.
I'll watch it on TikTok.
There you go. So the werewolf bursts through the gate. This is exactly why I don't want to be around. Bursts through the gate and bites one of the cops' heads off. It goes tumbling down the street. Okay, the werewolf is now running around London.
And it causes the amount of car accidents that happen in such a short amount of time.
It is so chaotic.
Like, it goes crazy. So the werewolf, I'm just calling Wolfie. Wolfie walks into oncoming traffic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A double-decker bus swerves, causing multiple accidents. A motorcyclist gets run over. There's tons of pileups, just pure chaos everywhere. Wolfie's just walking down the street. He's growling. He's howling at people. He's like chomping down and threatening people.
It is kind of ironic that there are so many casualties in this scene and they're all being caused. I mean, yes, they're caused by him because that double-decker bus swerved seeing him and it kind of caused a chain reaction.
Yeah.
But it's all happening from car accidents, really.
Well, because he brings chaos wherever he goes, right?
Like, but it's interesting.
These people aren't even getting eaten.
Right. Bodies are flying through windshields.
Dude, it's wild. It's a pandemonium.
People are getting run over. And then finally, the werewolf. I keep saying the werewolf instead of David because to me, it is like a separate entity.
For
like
sure,
this
for
isn't
sure.
him, right?
Mm-hmm.
The werewolf runs into an alley and he gets cornered by the police. But this scene lasts a while.
Oh, this is dragged out.
And you're like, holy shit, what is going on? Because it's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yes, he is causing havoc for sure. Alex is asleep at the hospital and Dr. Hirsch runs in and tells her basically about all the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the police are surrounding him in this alley.
Yeah. So many bystanders again.
Dude,
now you can see him.
It's like all the residents in basket case apartment.
Oh my gosh.
Like they need to be included.
At least there, I think they just saw a human dangling. So like, what's going on? But here you can see that wolf. Why would you want to be there? Because I don't know.
You know how many people would totally be there with their cell phones out.
Yeah, that's true.
Like everyone would be filming that.
But they didn't have cell phones at this time. So what's their excuse?
They just want to see it. They just
That's
want to
true.
be part of it.
They want to
be like, I was there.
That's true.
Right? So Dr. Hirsch and Alex go down to the alleyway where they are. And she gets out of the car and she books it.
Yeah,
the alley.
She gets through the police somehow.
She pushes through all of them and she runs towards David.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees him at the back of the alley and she is begging him,
mm-hmm.
right? Like to just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, we know why she wants to get this close because she knows that it's David, even though I would argue this isn't really David at this point. But even if it was David, you just met this man, girl. And you're facing this wolf?
I'm telling you, it's like her.
Is this whole movie a metaphor for ignoring red flags in relationships?
I just think they're two damaged people because a mentally healthy person would not spend so much of their energy on someone that is clearly not in a position to have relations with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is where it's probably time to draw the line and say, maybe we should take a break from dating. Maybe you're going through a little much right now.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
The other night was fantastic and so was the morning, but now it's time that we part ways.
Let me know when you figure your shit out.
Absolutely.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, please, David, let me help you. And then she says, I love you, David. And he pauses. The wolf pauses.
It's like he's thinking for a second. At least that's what it seems like.
And then he lunges at her. He's not David. He is now another entity, another creature. Something else has taken over, and the police shoot him.
Yep.
So Alex does not get killed, but she starts sobbing.
Well, she watches it happen, and then we see David's body.
Yeah.
This naked ass body shot up, dead.
Just
laying
like
there.
the werewolf in the beginning.
Exactly.
I will say they were so far down this long alley. I feel like there was no way they would have shot around her and not hit her when they
Yeah,
hit the
right.
werewolf. But you know what? Maybe there were some sharpshooters on the team. I don't know. I wasn't there. And so
You weren't one of the bystanders.
I wasn't one of the bystanders here. I was not alive. And the closing credits then play with the version of Blue Moon by the Marcells.
And it's so upbeat and cheery.
It is. It's the one that's like bomb, da bomb, da bomb. I will tell you, I used to hate that song when it would play on the radio.
Really?
But it reminds me of my grandma at the same time, so I do like it. My real grandma, not the one I made up that lived in that blue house. She used to listen to the oldie station, and that song would come on. But that effect, the bomb, da bomb part,
Yeah.
it just got on my nerves. I don't know.
I mean, I could totally see why.
But now I feel so differently about that song. I do like it now.
Yeah.
And I thought this was the original version of the song, but it's not. So Blue Moon was written in the 1930s, and it has been covered by over 60 different artists.
I thought you were going to say 6.
No,
60?
60.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the movie.
That is the end.
That's an American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. I knew that I would like it. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, I knew I would like it because you said it's one of your favorites. I was like, okay, it has to be good. But I also normally don't go toward werewolf movies.
Yeah.
Like, oh, werewolf. Yeah. Like, I'm not usually excited to see a werewolf movie.
Right.
But this one was done so well. I love it.
I love this movie with my whole heart. I love the story. I love the humor in it.
Mhm.
I like I said earlier, I feel for David. I really feel for David the whole movie. Every time he sees Jack, it like breaks my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, yeah, we're goofing around with Alex and
Sure,
David
sure.
and whatever. At the end of the day, like, I think it's a sweet love story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucked up, like most love stories, but I like it. I like that it touches on so many different things and it has heart.
Mhm.
It's not just a bunch of gory shit.
Yeah.
It's not. There's meaning behind everything.
Yeah. And there are layers to it. It's not just a
Yeah.
guy transforming into a werewolf.
Yeah, just killing people. Like, no, like this is he's a person and we get to know him, and we don't just get to know him. We see all these different sides of his personality, and we watch the struggle that he has to go through, kind of like, coming to terms with the fact that his best friend was killed, that he didn't try to help him,
Mhm.
that now he's killing people. He's fallen in love with this girl that he just met.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's just so much to it.
He's also trapped in a different country where he doesn't have his family and friends. And
Yeah.
there are so many elements to it.
Like, why didn't his parents come to see him?
I imagine it wasn't as feasible to do in 1981. I don't know.
But like, imagine if your kid was in the hospital and
For 3 weeks though.
I don't
Like,
know. I'm like, get on a boat or something.
A boat. I was gonna say, I don't know how long it took to get to England back then, but I would think in 3 weeks they could have made it there. But I don't know.
What a voyage. We're setting sail.
They could fly,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was the 80s. Why didn't they just fly? I mean, I bet you airplane tickets were really expensive then, right? I mean, they're expensive now, but imagine back then.
I'm curious. I was gonna say they were probably cheap.
I don't know, because back then it was still sort of a novelty, wasn't it? Was it a novelty in the 80s, or was that more like 60s, 70s?
I'm gonna look it up for the Patreon extended.
Okay, I'm going to talk about some little tidbits
Yes.
about the movie. So, John Landis had hired on Griffin Dunn and David Naughton before everyone else. And I guess the British Film Union, they wanted them to audition more talent. Like, so they had to audition people even though they had already casted them,
Okay.
I guess. And they,
Oh.
yeah, and they needed to have a very full British crew and cast and things like that.
They were
So
auditioning for the roles of Jack and David still.
they had to, like, yeah, I guess that the union wanted them to at least attempt to,
So they have to go through the motion basically.
because unless they were movie stars, unless they were names, they weren't okay with them just hiring 2 American kids that
Okay.
weren't like hadn't blown up yet.
That kind of sucks for the actors that had to audition because it was kind of a waste of their time, right? If they knew they weren't going to hire them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, for sure. So, An American Werewolf in London.
Loved it.
I'm so glad you loved it.
Me too.
It was great.
I'm so glad I didn't hate it. No, I knew I wasn't going to hate it. But let us know your thoughts. You can comment over on our Instagram, which is at Chainsaw Girls Pod. We also have TikTok that we're trying to be better on.
Mm-hmm.
We have a YouTube that we also post episodes every Monday. And we also have a Patreon.
And we're about to shout out our top tier patrons.
Hell yeah. So thank you so much to Jeff S., to Jolene. I can't sing. I'm not even going to attempt. David G., John M., Jonathan W., Rob V., David T., Heather D., Franchise Driller, John W., Josh N., Millie C., Adrian G., Chris S., Alexis T., Adam VL, and James C. Thank you so much for your support. We love you so much. If you feel so inclined, please give us a 5-star review over wherever you listen to your podcasts.
It really does help the podcast grow.
Okay, bye.